Welcome to Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. For honest, reliable service, look to Findlay Volkswagen at the Valley Auto Mall for your car shopping needs. Here we are, excited to be here, live from Las Vegas for Saturday Night Speedway 56. Joined alongside me, we're going to go from farthest to closest here. We got Precious, and we got Caleb Browner making his debut here at SNS in the booth. Super excited to see him. We know each other very well, and trying to get him into the Mario Kart community as well, too. So, huge night tonight, guys. We have the Level Up Expo coming in after we got this great starting time earlier. Should get some more viewers there on Twitch, but what are you looking forward to both tonight?
Well, I'm just happy to be here, honestly. And like Chris mentioned, he's trying to convert me over from fighting games by One True Love. But as been described here, it's basically a fighting game, but on wheels. It's incredibly violent, and so I guess I'm looking forward to that. Violence. That's what I most enjoy.
Yes. Well, you'll see a lot of that, definitely. I'm looking forward to the after party. I just came from Level Up, so really excited to be here, especially, seeing everybody here so early. It's kind of fun. The whole arena's been cleared out, so it looks really nice.
Yeah, so we are moments away from heading into our first qualifier, and looks like we're going to have about 5 qualifiers tonight, which is huge. Up to 60 different unique players. We're already heading into the first race. This is Dragon Driftway, and we're going to be starting off with our number 1 racer, Kyrette. We got Kyrette, we got HRAG USA, Soren, Fanny, Cerulean Girl, Burger with Cheese, Cuban Boy, Luna Galaxia, A-Trace, Dukes, Sarah Rapp, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Kyrette already here in second, trailing what looks like to be Burger with Cheese there with that green shell.
And we're seeing a lot of really familiar names here. Burger with Cheese. Unfortunately, Kyrette taking that hit there. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, we have a lot of returning faces here and a lot to look forward to. Some players like Burger with Cheese. He does really well in his qualifiers, as well as Luna Galaxia. But yeah.
Off to a pretty solid start here already. It looks like, aside that earlier slip, he's catching up phenomenally well. Oh my goodness.
So the one thing that Kyrette did, and if we're going to be staying on him, a shot comes into play. Donkey Kong dodges it temporarily there in the back, but Kyrette is going to likely take the NIST, or the no item shortcut here. He's trying to regain his bankroll. He did get passed there again by Burger with Cheese, but you're going to notice he's going to try to cut the course here after this S-turn and try to gain an advantage here on Burger with Cheese. Can he do it correctly?
Oh!
No!
Not quite! Oh my god!
0 for 2 goes Kyrette.
Very, very close call there. It's unfortunately taking quite the fall. Burger with Cheese on the screen here. He's going to definitely take advantage. Unfortunately, getting his items taken away by a Boo there, so he's going to have to take advantage for what he has.
Cannot believe I've been betrayed by my favorite Ghoster Boy. This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, Boos are very popular here. Blue Shell coming in. He tries to hit himself with this banana. Usually you can use the banana as a defensive item. You can also hit yourself in that situation too from the Blue Shell. That's going to allow Kyrette to move back into play here. Burger with Cheese now in second. And Danny here is going to be in third, returning to the arena. Going to drag trail out that Metal Mario behind him. Very well done, and has this Boo as well. It's going to be stealing another player's item.
Stealing another player's item in third place. I don't know what the RNG is on that one, but I've never seen that in the third place. But we'll go ahead and go with it.
RNG is with him on this day, clearly.
Definitely. We have Kyrette on the screen again. Found his way to first place even after that fall there. Not too sure what's happening with Burger with Cheese, but you can see on the minimap that he's quite far behind. But it looks like Kyrette is going to take our first place for the first round. Second is going to be Vanny, 1951, and then Cuban Boy, 67, following behind.
A really solid top 4 as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. No, third place was Cerulean Girl. It was a little bit of a little cut there.
No worries. She's using the Blue Falcon as well. That's paying homage to what we saw back with Supremo and with Big Fish racing on that loadout. But really interesting kind of start. I think the interesting thing was that shot kind of took things up, and then you notice that the Boo was coming in third. That was because of the distance Kyrette had over the rest of the pack, that those players are getting the power items there in those other positions in the top spot. So really well done there by Kyrette, but still 3 races to go.
It's just getting started, and already things are off to a hot start, it looks like. I'm very excited. I mean, you promised me that things were going to be interesting, and already you're seeing the shortcuts come in. Already I'm starting to develop some favorites amongst the crowd, so looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, we always have favorites amongst the entire all the competitors as well as the entire arena. And it looks like we are starting on the second race here. It's gonna be Shy Guy Falls, excuse me. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Kyret doing really well in his last race. Hopefully the other two can keep their top 3 spots as well.
There's going to be that one shortcut kind of at the end that players can take advantage of if they do want to take it. Kyret literally spent, I think, close to an hour last week trying to master this no-item shortcut. And unfortunately, I love you, Kyret, but not doing so well in no-item shortcuts today. And here we go with Soren here in 8th. Got a really cool loadout, rocking Yoshi, and then that cruiser sports car, I believe. I forget the exact name of it, but looking pretty nice.
Very solid here thus far. Off to a hot start here. Looks like Soren hovering around 8th, it looks like, and not gonna clip the side there a little bit, but I mean, still in this. Where's the shortcut on this that's going to help him out, Chris, please?
So the shortcut's coming up here. We're on board now with Cuban Boy. He's in 4th, rocking Lemmy and the City Tripper. One of my favorite loadouts for 200, but not for 150. It's going to be a little bit lightweight, give him a little bit of handling. He opts not to go for that shortcut there. It goes a long way around. Shock coming in. No players dodging this, though. So no player getting an inherent advantage after the shot coming into play. It is going to be Burger with Cheese and Kyret up there as well with one of the Donkey Kong characters. So we'll have to see how the second lap's going to go.
Getting the snipe there, unfortunately, for Cuban Boy. He's really trying to make his way out of the middle of the pack here, but unfortunately not getting the items that he wants in order to make his defensive or offensive moves. Really unfortunate that they had to take that green shell there. Didn't have anything to defend himself with.
Somebody did get bombed there, so that advances Cuban Boy up to 5th now.
Ooh.
Oh, got clipped mid-air. And speaking of being clipped mid-air.
That's one of the really unfortunate things about this map is that sometimes, a lot of the time actually, you don't hit that unless you have like a mushroom or you already start at a higher elevation.
So Luna Galaxia is going to be up in the booth here later on tonight. She is going away with the City Tripper as well. Been kind of the loadout of choice here in this qualifier, but unfortunately the blue shell is coming in. She is going to stop and let that other player go ahead and take it. Maybe that player has a dodge. We'll have to see. But smart move on her end to at least get out of it.
Yeah, definitely. That is a popular move out here. Or if you're familiar with the, if you have a mushroom, you can use it to dodge out of the blue shell, or you even actually fall off of the map because it's actually a lot faster to respawn when you fall off the map than when you get hit by the blue shell.
So Kyret opted not to take the shortcut. Shock dodge here again. And that was Vanny that took the hit there of that blue shell. So unfortunately, Vanny going way back here in this one. But look at that, Burger with Cheese. Able to outsmart Kyret there to take first place.
Okay, there he goes. Not looking super great there. And he's going to be finishing 2nd for Kyret. Right there at the tail end. A lot of unfortunate attention.
Really unlucky for that 2nd place player. But we did have Burger with Cheese taking first place. 2nd is going to be Kyret. And Luna Galaxia is going to be our 3rd place. Our 2nd Metal Mario in this team today.
Yeah, very popular loadout. I mean, already looking to see exactly how the standings are going to unfold here after the 2nd race of 4 has concluded. So kind of keeping my eyes peeled. Kyret's 27 for 30. Again, 15 points for getting first here. So he's at 27 out of 30, batting pretty well. Vanny getting 21, but we're going to watch that all play out here as we are going into this next race.
All right, so I can already see some interesting names on here. So who should I be on the lookout for? You know my preferences when it comes to the most important aspect of Mario Kart, which is who has the coolest character. And so give me some samples here, if you can.
You want to go by coolest name or coolest character? I think
I want to know who they're playing. Because I can see the names. I can see some quality names on here. I can see your boy Nas. I can see the Vet. I can see Kirby. I can see Beastly Mustard.
Beastly Mustard, we're going to wait for him to come up because he is very skilled. Has recently adapted the Roy character as well. He's one of the rising stars here. Look at on screen. That's going to be Obi-John Kenobi. That is Zovgo's dad. He's racing in this one. It's going to be Rockin' Toad going OG here we're here at Animal Crossing. Again, that game's going to be coming out pretty soon. I know everyone's excited but me about it. I don't play it, but hey, giving you the shout out.
It's okay to be wrong, Chris.
But the cool thing about this map is if you're not familiar with it, the map changes seasons. So we're starting off with winter, and we're likely going to be going into another season here momentarily.
Looking forward to seeing that beautiful change of pace. I'm also looking forward to, I can tell somebody up ahead has the correct character. I did see someone playing King Boo.
The correct character?
Yes, the correct character. Yes.
You're lucky Warliken is not here, but that would likely be Kyret. He is well known for playing Boo, along with a lot of other players here.
There we go. There he is. the greatest character, currently in the leading position as it should be, soaring ahead here.
Yeah, and Kyret is known to be one of the head runners in this competition. They just go straight forward. They don't do any like special techniques like bagging. Kyret taking a really unfortunate here with the blue shell. But because I didn't want to interrupt you guys yelling, I am hyped that it is Animal Crossing. I always am hyped that it's Animal Crossing. And just like you mentioned earlier, this game is coming out in less than a month. So really, really hyped.
Yeah, right now we are going back to Cuban Boy here. He's in 7th, mid-pack. Does have a Piranha Plant. Watch this carnage. And that player does have a green shell behind him. He's got to be a little bit careful. And even some of these bananas, but the bananas can be eaten up by the Piranha Plant. Now back into 4th just from that. The bullet behind him does not play a factor. And now he has fire.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's also going to unfortunately slide right into a snowman here. Really hope spring comes around sometime soon for his benefit.
And Z is definitely going to lose a lot of momentum there. And you see Burger Cheese here. He's going to use the mushrooms to really cut through the map. I'm not getting too much like ground covered here, but it's definitely going to help, especially when he's trying to get away from the rest of the pack.
Burger with Cheese is trailing Kyret here. He does have the red shell. He can use as defense or use as offense. Kyret, probably being smart, does have a defensive item.
no.
And he gets trailed in the back. He's going to have to hold on a second here. Vanny tried to come over there with a banana, but this isn't going to work out well because 4 mushrooms going to easily get him back in a second. But well done there by Kyret. Great recovery there by Burger with Cheese. Vanny might have gotten 3rd there. That other Metal Mario might have passed him.
I can't tell. It looks like the Metal Mario did pass, and it is going to be Luna Galaxia taking this one for her 2nd, 3rd place win for today.
Well done. A couple last-minute shocks coming in there to kind of end out the match. But Kyret, before this race had ended, had a 4-point lead there over Burger with Cheese. Vanny there in 3rd. Cerulean Girl in 4th. Luna Galaxia rounding out the top 5. So we'll see how that shakes things up with the Luna Galaxia top 3 and Burger with Cheese and Kyret kind of running away with this.
This has been very, very satisfying for me thus far, being brought into the realm again. Like, I mean, I'm already on the edge of my seat. I'm already finding myself rooting for certain individuals. Not putting anyone down, but I am going to be very excited by people that are
Playing Boo.
playing Boo, playing Metal Mario. Listen, I don't dislike anyone, but I do have certain characters that I like a bit more than others. Is all that I'm
Therefore, you are biased.
I'm not saying I'm going to be rooting for them to win. I'm just going to be happy that they're there.
It's okay. I'm a very neutral person. I have no favorites. I have no, except Geronimo, but other than that.
I have no favorites except for my favorite.
No. He's not my favorite. He's my least favorite.
Interesting.
You're going to bring the curse back on Geronimo.
That's okay. We need to bring that back.
And I believe we do have one more race to go here in this qualifier. It looks like Kyret's going to have a 7-point lead here over Burger with Cheese. Then 12 back to Vanny, who is still in 3rd. Luna Galaxia moved into 4th, passing Cerulean Girl there. Currently at 29 points, but still one more race to go. Plenty of time. And there's a lot of players like Cuban Boy, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Soren, and even like A-Trace that have the ability to go ahead and get themselves into this second chance qualifier.
I have to see who's more likely than not to mount a comeback here. I mean, already I've seen some interesting plays by Cuban Boy and things like that, and Obi-Wan Kenobi has a wise-sounding name, so I have confidence in him.
One thing, too, to note on our screen, Qualifier 6 is now a thing. We are going to have a full set of 6 qualifiers, and Kyret is going to opt to sandbag here. He knows he's in, but let's just take a little walkthrough and see what items he's going to get. The distance between himself and either Luna or Burger with Cheese is pretty powerful here, and you're going to notice him kind of cutting the course here, waiting to use this star, and he's likely going to go ahead and take a hard left, just like that.
He's going to cut through the map using all of his items. Mainly when you're bagging, especially when you're that far, you're going to get the star, you're going to get mushrooms, just so you can close the gap between you and the rest of the pack. Just like that, he's already nearing the 11th place player here, and he's going to continue to do this until he probably holds on to that star. Everybody is in carnage. There's going to be lightning and everything. He's going to make his way back up there if he does this successfully.
So what this is called it's called chaining. You're chaining your items to the next set. He's going to use a star, chain a second item. And then what he's going to do is he's going to use this Crazy 8 and the blue shell prior to the double item box. And then he's going to go ahead and get this double item box and chain another 2 items. Just like he did there at the last second. And the way he's doing this, he will always be likely in a dodge.
And just like with the bagging strategy as well, you notice that in 7th place, usually that blue shell you only get toward the back, like the last 4 places. He was in 7th place and he got it. And now he's probably maybe 2nd or 3rd now, but yeah. Burger with Cheese on the screen here, leading, and Kyret following right behind him. And the irony of the Boo getting his items taken away from a Boo.
I can't believe this betrayal. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and yet it's in a pretty good spot. Whoever managed to pull that off. Kyret is doing pretty well for himself, despite the fact that he sandbagged that hard and had all this opposition against him. So, I mean, clearly it is still working out for him.
Oh, he does manage to red out Burger with Cheese, taking himself back into first here. And now it's all going to come down to the pull that Burger with Cheese gets here, and it's a green shell. Not sure if that's going to play a factor. Kyret's got a pretty big distance ahead of him. He's going to have to settle for second here at this point, but very well done on bagging there by Kyret, chaining his item. Burger with Cheese settles for second, but great run there by Burger with Cheese nonetheless. He's going to end up roughly with about 47 points. That's easily going to get him into the semifinals.
And Cuban Boy looking really satisfied here, getting the third place win. It's definitely going to help boost his points up a little bit because he was falling a little bit behind in his qualifier. So good job to Cuban Boy.
All right, I'm very excited to see how this all shakes out for him in his point totals and everything because, I mean, it looks like Kyret is the clear, very strong front runner here, and it seems like it's going to be a contest to kind of take him down.
It really is, and there's a lot of players that have that ability. We have number 2, Sneaks, that's in here, and Glorious Samuel's been on the rise. He's only played 4 tournaments up to this point. He's already back into the top 10, so Glorious Samuel is going to be a big one to watch there in qualifier number 4. And a lot of the team kind of aspect of this, a lot of the players that are teammates, Geronimo there at number 4, Glitch number 5, the PH squad, Froggo there number 3, top 5 by my group PH, very well done by them. You have them, you have SRG, and there's just plenty of other players that can be threats here in a free-for-all.
And we can't forget our other local team. We have the Powerpuffs as well, PP. So yeah, we have about 3 teams here who compete, and they do really, really well during their qualifiers, and they're all going like head-to-head with each other, trying to make sure that they keep their pace with other players.
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls, they are relatively new. They did a 6v6 against SRG to practice for the 6v6 that we're going to have for the crew battle event next Saturday. And they were winning for basically the first half. And then it was a good resurgence here by SRG, so very well done by them. And I think that they have a lot of players that we haven't seen yet that could be threats coming into the arena soon.
Yeah, definitely. The leader has messaged me, so maybe you'll see me back in the ranks. So
Perhaps you're getting scouted as we speak, it seems.
I have not tied myself down to a team yet, but I
Still
got a lot of
fielding
people on my
offers.
phone.
Stay humble. Stay humble.
Yeah, definitely.
So Caleb, that was your first qualifier. What are your thoughts about what you've seen and what you've comprehended so far?
I mean, on one hand, it's very surprising. There's clearly a lot to learn about the world of competitive Mario Kart, even beyond what you've already introduced me to, what you've already told me. And it's like I'm already seeing some like high-level techniques, some incredible, cuts and things like that. And yet, we are continuing to confirm some of the things ideas I had walking in about it being this intense, about it being this thing that really does deserve more attention, and about King Boo being the best character in the game. So it's good that I was on the right track with some things.
Yes, and I'm going to plead the fifth on that subject. But leaderboard is going to be coming in here from that first qualifier. So let's take a look. Kyret, oh man, they had to do him dirty in the
why
highlight reel.
you got to start with that?
But Kyret goes first there with 57, near perfect. Burger with Cheese, 47. Vanny coming in there with 34, taking a ton of blue shells, by the way.
There's a
getting
three-way
solid third.
tie.
And Cerulean Girl Luna Galaxia also tying for third as well. Who knows? That might get them into the second chance semifinals. Who knows? That's going to be close. Cuban Boy as well with that third place finish there at the end, getting 31. Obi-John Kenobi, Soren, Sarawap, likely going to be in second chance, and A-Trace, Dukes, and H-Rag USA. Fortunately, their night might be ending here.
Well, sure hope not. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I don't know, honestly. At this point, I've seen a bit of everybody, and my tendency is to be more optimistic than pessimistic. And so on one hand, I'm very excited to see whether or not we can see some comebacks being made here by people like Obi-John and things like that. But I mean, that's going to become at the expense of some of the other people that are trailing in top 5.
And I do appreciate the optimism. I stay optimistic throughout. When I used to compete, that was just kind of all I could really hold on to is maybe I'll make it to the second chance. So a lot of these players, the median of your points, it changes every week. However, you usually want to range about mid-30s, high 30s in order to, if you can't ensure yourself a spot in semifinals, at least get into the second chance rounds.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, for me, I had to win out second chance for so long ago this time last year, winning roughly 7 in a row before the streak was broken. And for qualifier number 2, we've got a really cool lineup. We have Sneaks coming in there. Ranked number 2, we have JREG USA, kind of related to one of the players in the first qualifier. Godspeed, great name. We got Murcom Primrose. She's in here representing Powerpuff. Zovgo there for PH number 7. Go Millie, Roxy Girl, Free Dizzle, W Gallon, I believe is how you pronounce that. A little bit psycho. That's a good name. And Drunk Cowboy. So talk about...
Nice.
Oh, and the crowd's getting involved too. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, well, you can tell who has a lot of fans in the in the arena
We
today.
got some good names in this one, so we'll have to see how this all plays out.
And I was at the bar earlier, and I did see Drunk Cowboy. As soon as he came up behind the bar, did get a drink. So this is
So
very
he's living up
on
to his
brand.
name.
Yes, very
I'm
on
going to
brand.
drink in his honor right now. I got my Dos Equis here in honor of going to Mexico soon, so
There you go.
take a
Yeah.
shot for him.
And for those of you in the arena, we have a great bar. You can order food with any of the ESAs that are walking, or servers that are walking around, rather. So yeah, make sure you guys try out their food and drinks. It's great.
That's $5 beers. I think $5 like Wells, and then also too the food's really good. So definitely take advantage of the bar while we're here. We're going to be heading to Sherbertland for this one. We're going to be on board here with Sneaks, the prodigy here. He is, I believe he is 11 years old. Or 12. I forget. He just turned whatever age he just turned. And I'm losing my train of thought.
He's
now. You know,
definitely aging.
He's certainly
his dad's
aging
probably,
forwards
like,
through time.
Yelling the number. But doing a good job here. He's going to be rocking Waluigi here on Scooty.
And I do, one of the things, Sneaks is one of the players that we have. He does really, really well. And then he also started to bring his family to play too. His dad competes, and so does his little brother, which I think is really cute.
Love that. I can say without question that if I were to be competing here today, that I'd have a small troop of people with me as well, and so I can absolutely respect it.
Yeah, Sneaks' family kind of sticks on brand. You got Sneaks, you got Sweets, you got Slicks, and then when his dad Jeff plays, he's 805 after the beer brand name. And we are going to be going out of there. One of the things that was a little bit alarming when I saw that race start was the Donkey Kong was stuck in one of those heats. And basically, that could have been a couple of things. Maybe their controller wasn't connected right. But one of the things, if you do notice that, you do see the character just stuck on the map, there's either a problem or they're in a boo. And considering you went like quarter of the way through the lap and that player was still like that, that's why we are resetting the race more than likely for a controller issue.
And a lot of the time too, it's seen a lot with the switches with competitive gaming, like Smash community. I know the number one thing is that when people play with like pro controllers or something like that, like you see a lot disconnect your pro controller because it will interfere if somebody's in the middle of a game. So I know a lot of players out here, we play with pro controllers, so just make sure we are disconnecting pro controllers prior to leaving the stage.
Nintendo can be a cruel overlord at times.
Yeah, they took all my money for Animal Crossing. I didn't need another Switch, but I bought another Switch.
So I don't need 5 collectors, and yet here I am, just Reggie Fils-Aimé just forcibly taking my money out of my wallet and providing me with quality products.
5 Switches deep into my investments of Nintendo. That's crazy.
It's crazy, and yet here we are.
So shout out to everybody on Twitch. We have about 40 viewers in the Twitch chat right now. So
Hey, nice.
really good considering the time change. And we are momentarily getting back in here to the second qualifier. But do any of you have any ideas as to who we can kind of expect here in this one?
I definitely could. And we'll go ahead and enlighten our boy over here.
Yeah,
So
give me the
definitely our number 2 player in the arena is going to be Sneaks. We've already talked a lot about him, but I've seen some new names in here, but another one you want to look out for is Primrose. Primrose does really well in her qualifiers, as well as Zopko is our number 7th ranked player. Roxy Girl does well. I've seen her, pull out some wins throughout the her career in the esports arena. But yeah, there's a lot of new names here that I've not seen in the arena, so I'm excited to see how they do. Drunk Cowboy is doing the most legal version of drinking and driving, so
You just got to worry about the person to his right. That's a little bit psycho, though. So that's going to be something to watch
maybe
out
they're
for.
friends.
You never know. There could be frenemies, enemies, friends.
And this is Drunk Cowboy on the screen. He doesn't even pay no mind. He got the chops. He got, what are those? Yeah.
I like the look. He reminds me, like, literally Guinness guy back when he came. This was a player that would be drinking so many Guinnesses a night. We could get up to 13, 14. Surprised he was even served, to be honest. But obviously the staff here knows what they're doing.
They don't
But
cut you off.
the resemblance is just shocking.
Oh, there it is.
There we
There
go.
it is.
Living
I
Who
could
cares
up.
that,
probably
though?
find a
Who's his
clip
name?
of Guinness Guy and I could put it right next to Drunk Cowboy.
Hey, I respect the koozie that he had. Really came prepared in this one. And obviously, wants to ensure that the beer or the
It's
alcohol
gonna
that
be
he has
cold.
is cold so he can stay hydrated.
Yeah, definitely. Staying hydrated with alcohol.
Yeah, you got to keep your optimized gamer fuel at the correct temperature to ensure the highest rate of the highest rate of performance.
This is one of the few instances where you can actually legally have a drink and drive.
It is. She
Not in
already
real
made that
life.
joke.
Just here at the arena.
Yeah, he's playing Mario Kart by himself. If you guys have ever played Mario Kart, he's playing it by himself.
I mean, hey, as long as you're playing.
Yeah, right? And it looks like we are still running into a little bit of a difficulty with the delay here, but they're probably
That's
readying
all
up. Yeah, no, it's no problem at all. I can see that the arena is slowly filling up, though, so that's really exciting.
That
Getting
is
some more
cool,
people
especially
in.
too how unique this layout is, given that this is basically transforming into a nightclub. We are going to be heading back to Shy Guy Falls here. Again, all of the tracks are picked at random, so this is going to be a little bit more unique. Maybe it might be a little bit more advantageous to some players here with this track change, but we're going to be back on here with Sneaks. He's going to be going off there against potentially Zovgo or whoever that boo is, but expect for Sneaks to kind of keep the front run here.
Do a solid start already here. So he's continuing to lead. I can see the Boo hot on his tail right now, but is holding on to it thus far. I'm on the lookout, as like you guys have mentioned, for Godspeed, Primrose, and definitely Drunk Cowboy. And so I'm hoping with bated breath to see appearances from them soon.
Godspeed, I'm also rooting for in the back of my head. Whenever anybody has just like a funny or cool name, I'm like, you're definitely gonna probably do okay. But I'm rooting definitely that he will do better than what I'm predicting.
Yeah, Sneaks will be competing here in the crew battle next Saturday. Uses that bomb backwards to block that red shell. Roxy Girl is going to be doing a good job there in second, trying to also kind of compete with Luna a little bit here in this one.
And
having a really impressive showing.
we do have a blue shell coming underway, and there was a red shell that didn't. Oh, there it is. And
Oh,
it
goodness.
had that defensive item, but the blue shell is going to go ahead and hit our first player, which is Sneaks. The gap is so big, though, between him and the rest of the pack that, of course, like, no one really takes too much of a difference, but that gap closing like that is going to definitely help whoever's second place.
Just barely manages to slide in there at the tail end. Is going to hold on to first. I can see what you're talking about. You called this kid a prodigy. Look at him go.
Yeah, one thing I would just keep an eye on is that Cat Peach in the back. He's going to do the same thing, use the bomb to block the red shell. Very good. Imagine if that red shell did connect, though. It would actually blow up Sneaks because of the bomb. But those players are very far back. They're going to likely get some power items as they go through the item boxes, and that could change the pace of the race, especially with how close that mid-pack is.
Look at the lead that he has right now. Look how far away he is.
Yep. That's
And he's
just,
got the air horn.
yeah, and it's crazy too because you'll see how far these players can get without items or even without shortcuts. There's a second blue shell on the way, but Sneaks does have the item that he needs to defend himself, but unfortunately gets hit by a lightning bolt there.
But it stopped him right before the item boxes, so he was able to get a whole nother item.
I just want to point out, whoever that bullet bill was really, really lucky because they had the bullet bill, got all the way to second place and did not take the damage from the lightning. So Sneak is going to take first place. Primrose coming in second, and then third place is going to be Zovgo.
Good job by her. She did end up going ahead and shock dodging that shock essentially with the bullet. So Zovgo getting third there. But again, one of the things that Sneaks did very well, he kept control of the race, he kept his composure, and he honestly held onto that coin for very long. We all saw that he had that sound box or the sound horn, and he waited because he wanted to hold on to the coin in case he got booed. And if that item went away, he wouldn't have been in bad luck, and he's still able to go ahead and dodge the blue shell.
There's a whole other process, dude. It's like, you don't really think about it. There's a lot of thinking ahead of this game is like, you keep in mind, should I use this item now? Should I hold on to it defensively? Should I use it offensively? It's really a gamble, but it's really impressive the way that a lot of our players take into account the items that they have, items that other people have, and the players around them to kind of manipulate it and make the game theirs.
It's very advanced mind games and planning it clearly. I mean, with the way Chris has been talking about the scene out here, I knew that I was going to be coming into something exciting. But I mean, I can tell you know what I mean. It's also just like the way that he has been described. He's really been hyping it up, and I mean, already I'm kind of sold. I got to admit.
We're going to have 6 qualifiers according to tonight, so already going to be potentially some rebuy opportunities later on that we'll get to. This is gonna
Slunk
be-
from Pennsylvania.
What?
What?
Slunk.
That's Link.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, sure.
We're going into the second race here of this qualifier. Remember, we did have to restart because of that first little technical difficulty. So we're going here. We have Go Millie on the screen here in Moo Moo Meadows. Unfortunately, taking a little bit of a hit there, so he's going to lose a tiny bit of momentum.
Racing inward here on this. I don't know if this is the Bone Rattler or not. I don't believe so. It's one of the inward bikes. But doing an impressive job. Obviously, it handles. This one might handle a little bit like a cart. I'm not sure the way that it's leaning. But a very unique loadout we haven't seen here before at SNX.
Do you mind explaining what a inward bike is?
So it's one of the sports bikes or the motorcycles where you actually lean rather than having like the physics of it drifting like a cart or like a certain type of a bike. So some players do like to lean a little bit. It's very popular in Mario Kart Wii, and that's something to kind of keep an eye on. That Cat Peach did shock dodge, by the way. Some of the players here are going to have item box advantage over Sneaks, so keep an eye on second and third.
Oh,
Shell.
Zovko just smushing whoever that player was, but we do have a blue shell underway. Nice dodge there from Zovko. Sneaks unfortunately didn't have anything to defend himself, so he is going to take a hit there.
And he got hit by the red shell as well.
Oh gosh.
That's super great. Yeah, Zalgo here sitting in first place, looking pretty good here. And again, proving the superiority of King Boo. I can see Waluigi approaching, not all that fast behind it. It seems like he's gotten a solid lead here.
Yeah, but that gap with this map can close very, very quickly considering we're about halfway here. Zovko does have a defensive item, so he can protect himself. Unfortunately, didn't have one for that one, so it looks like Sneaks might be able to come around.
Sneaks is coming!
And it looks
no,
like
not quite.
Zovko takes it, and the blue shell is going to register for Zovko because Sneaks did not pass the finish line. Sneaks is going to be second, and third place will be Roxy Girl.
What I just didn't get is where that green shell came from. Did he throw that green shell? Because
It was a red shell. The one that
there
hit
were two
Zovko.
reds, but he threw a green, and then he had a banana, and then a coin. And because one of the first red shells connected, it opened him up. So it was just an interesting play, but it ended up working out for him.
I just know he didn't have a defensive item for the second red.
Because he threw one of the shells away.
No, he got hit. He got hit by a first red shell. Then he got hit
That
by
hit
another
the
red
banana,
shell.
and then he got hit by the second one. But if he had that green shell to block the first, then the banana to block the second, you still
He had a
still would've
coin.
been fine.
Wasn't it a coin?
He had the coin in between.
What?
But,
I'm
like,
so confused.
But 3 items ago, he had, I don't know. No,
Well,
it must have been a Phantom
a
Green. then.
mystery.
No, it must have been a Phantom Green because I think I'm seeing things. So, but still, well done by Zovko there. If you did end up backing Zovko, just kidding. We're not gonna say
Knight's
that.
playing
If you
this
manage to
game
put some
too
money
much.
down on
Yes,
him.
put some euros down on Zovko. That's an Aria joke. If Sir Nine was here, he would appreciate it.
And we are going into the third race of our second qualifier for tonight. We are ending up going at tick-tock clock.
So because of how that race transpired, Sneaks has a 2-point lead here over Zovko. Both of them PH teammates. Roxy Girl there in third. Primrose, she is representing Powerpuffs there in fourth with 18, but very close. Bree Dizzle there in fifth there with 17.
And Go Millie still running with the same loadout. Unfortunately, we do have another Link player, and she blew out her tire or her engine at the very start. But it looks like she got herself right back into the middle of the pack.
That'll be Roxy Girl.
Off to a solid start here, so we've got a bunch of very interesting. I guess I love this map so much. I mean, out of all the maps, this is probably one of my favorite. Top 3 at least.
That is a very unpopular opinion. We have a
Really?
lot of
Unpopular opinion.
There's a lot of people who do not like this map. I like the aesthetic of this map, but most
Aesthetics are all I care about.
The general opinion with this map is that it's a little bit large. There's a lot of space, and it's a huge map for the amount of ground you're covering. It's slow paced.
So we're here with Primrose. She's in second. She has the red shell. Zovko holding on to that coin just in case this item gets booed. And we're seeing a lot of physical stuff in the pack there. Sneaks is in third. So this is the breakaway right now. Shifting the banana in to cover the red shell. But Zovko's going to get hit there by Primrose. Sneaks going to be capitalizing as well here. Has the triple shroom secondary too.
And this will definitely help him out with the defensiveness of the bananas. And we do have a blue shell coming on their way, and it is going to hit, I believe that's
That's
Primrose. Yeah, and so Primrose unfortunately didn't have anything. I think she tried to get off of the map there so that she wouldn't take the hit, but it did end up connecting, so Sneaks is going to take first place here.
Sneaks is in great shape. Has the triple bananas and then has triple mushrooms in first. If he does get hit with the blue, he can dodge it with a mushroom.
Let's see whether or not that comes into play here. Not seeing anything quite yet. And again, he's enjoying this significant lead here. He really seems like he is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, and Sneaks, very, very comfortable spot, like you said. Sopko looks like he's going to be following right behind him, and behind them it's going to be Primrose. So Sneaks will be our first place winner for this race. Sopko following after, and third place is going to be Primrose.
Real battle is for fourth right here, as there's about 6 players or so just all over each other. So we'll have to see exactly who did end up getting fourth out of that. That blue Yoshi was looking pretty popular there. Very physical player that we saw earlier, but we'll have to see how that played out. But very interesting kind of start to this qualifier, just with Sneaks and Zovgo, and then Roxy Girl and Primrose just kind of breaking away.
Definitely representing PP. You know, it's really good, especially with PH being the primary team. I think that does a lot of great representation for the higher ranks. Stormrush Gaming following after that. So Primrose, you know, making her way out here, doing really, really well. I've seen her perform for the last few weeks since I've been back. And it's just slowly getting better and better.
I mean, so you already seen quite a few. Give me a couple of people that are in PP that I can see here, because already you've seen a couple of high performances.
Kehun is another member of PP. She is not here tonight. I didn't see her on the lineup. So she performs really well. She actually made grand finals, I believe, the last 2 weeks, maybe even the last 3.
Nice.
But yeah, she performs really well, as well as Squidgy. Squidgy is another member of PP. She represents the team, as well as Primrose.
Yeah,
Nice.
Tiny Gothwitch as well.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see in qualifier number 3 is there. And one of the players that did break out in the 6v6 that PP had against SRG was Sprite. And Sprite is active in the Discord. I know she's slowly getting her way into coming to SNS. So we're waiting to see, you know, how Sprite performs.
Yeah.
That one too. But going here into this final race, we're going to be going to the dentist.
I love this map.
Ribbon Road.
I love this
Yeah.
map.
Call the
we
dentist
go.
is probably because nobody likes to go to the dentist.
This map is so fun. Although it is a little bit tricky, there's a lot of opportunity for falling off the map, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, basically. But it's aesthetically pleasing, it's fun, there's a lot of items, but there is a shortcut right off here to the right. That is a very, very tricky shortcut to take, but we see that Sneaks is going to go ahead and take it with no problems at all.
Of the smooth transition from it's a really hard thing to land into Sneaks immediately doing it.
Sneaks there's a reason why he is the #2 player in this arena right now.
Clearly. And there's a reason why he's #1 in this race.
Just look at his facial expression, just without emotion, just like this is another day in the office.
Terrifying,
You know what
dead
I mean?
calm.
It's just crazy. One of the things you got to credit Sneaks to as well is has a really good record here in the arena. Ended up buying his brother a Switch with his earnings.
Oh,
really
What?
like to
I
highlight
didn't
that.
know that.
At one point
That is
last
so
year.
sweet.
What a guy.
Dude, what a guy.
Look at this. W Gallon in second. Has to get out of the center.
Oh!
Oh, almost very bad
very,
there.
Very close. Oh my goodness, he almost fell off there.
Living on a prayer at the moment. Sneaks continuing to hold on to a wide first.
I'm not sure if Sneaks had an item to defend himself from that blue shell, but it doesn't look like, even if he did get hit, oh, he did have the air horn to block the blue shell, but good for him. He's getting a tremendous lead in the rest of the gap. Sovko trying to make his way closer to him, but without any global items like the blue shell or the shock, there's not going to be much he can do here.
And remember, Zovgo started bagging as well. He's got that red shell he's going to throw in on Sneaks. Likely won't affect him, and likely might be settling for second here.
Might still be in a pretty good spot considering the point totals we're looking at right now, but it does in fact look like it's going to be pretty impossible for him to, unless something, no.
There is a huge gap between first, second, and third. It looks like Sneaks already secured first place here. Sopko is going to secure second, and there is going to be a battle for third right now, and it looks like it is going to be Primrose.
This is going to be very good for Primrose because she has been kind of getting third, fourth there, and again, that's going to get her around upper 30s into the 40s.
Definitely.
So that's right where she wants to be, and we'll have to see how that kind of plays out. But yeah, with her there, I mean, that was a very solid third because she being at 28, getting the 10 points, unofficially, that's going to put her at 38 and really solidify her there into the semifinals.
Yeah, she is not here to play games. I mean, she's here to play games, but she's here to win the game.
She's here to play the game like it's not a game.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't have said it better.
That's what you got to do. I mean, I was certainly no stranger to that sentiment myself, being very... I mean, they say at a certain point in competitive gaming, it stops being like... You can no longer have fun playing the video game. Like, victory you can enjoy, but you're no longer just... You're never taking a casual tour through Mario Kart again.
It's always like with competitive gaming as well. At a certain point, you're kind of like, is this really a win? Was this really deserved? That's how I feel like. I play a lot of League. I play a lot of Ranked. So
yeah,
at any point past 45 minutes, and you're just kind of like, was this? And you win. You're just kind of like, is this a win? But with Mario Kart, I feel like it's kind of always a win. Oh, it's different.
Yeah, it's very unique, especially in the different levels of the game that you're playing. But that being said, I know that the team is working hard to crunch the numbers for qualifier number 2. We are very close to getting qualifier number 3 here in order as the players are making their way up onto the stage. So, again, kind of waiting for these official numbers, but I would expect Sneaks, I would expect Zovgo, Primrose as well, be safe. Roxy Girl might be kind of on that cut if what we're seeing here is true unofficially, but time will tell.
Yeah, and Roxy Girl did make her way to 4th place that last race, so it's definitely going to boost her points. But we do have our 3rd qualifier setting up right now, and we have on this qualifier our number 3 ranked player in the arena, which is going to be Froggo. We have the Vet, Jason. I like that, just clean cut, no IGN. Maybe it is an IGN, but Jason, Knives returning face here, Dancing Parrot, another returning face, 11th player in the arena, Marshall Troopa, Tiny Goth Witch, Bolts, Beastly Mustard, our number 8 player, Kuro, Braxton, and Jaden. I like that. We have 3 people in here who have just straight clean names.
You're just keeping it simple, keeping it smooth, but I have to say, I can't ignore my man Beastly Mustard. That's going to be... It really isn't a name that commands both attention and respect.
Yeah, we'll get into qualifier 3 again in a second, but for qualifier number 2, Sneaks takes the win there. 57 points to Zovgo at 49 points there in 2nd. Primrose, she's going to round out 3rd for 38. Roxy Girl, really respectable 36 here. Free Dizzle there with 33. Godspeed 25. Drunk Cowboy 22. Very solid numbers. We might be seeing them around here in the battle mode coming up for second chance. W Gallon having a couple impressive runs there. Go Millie, who we had on screen there for a few of the races. J-Reg USA, Merkhorn, and a little bit Psycho. May have been too Psycho there to just kidding,
couldn't stay on the track.
But 8 points, though, averaging an 11th place finish. Not too bad.
But great job for our top 5, I'd say. I mean, great job from all of our racers, but the top 5 averaging at about like 36 points. That's kind of where you want to be if you want to secure a spot in semifinals.
So we got a couple of people in some solid spots. We got a couple of upsets already, and we have some of our front runners continuing to dominate the couple of top spots. Sounds like we got a competition on our hands.
We do, and it's only going to get more exciting as the semifinals unfold, and then the finals. It just turns into a completely different level here. But with qualifier 3 coming up here, I mean, you got number 3 Froggo in PH. You have, again, Kiro, who is number 8, who is the 2nd highest ranked player here in the group, also from our team. But again, I'm really thinking here we're going to see something good from Marshall. I think we might see a solid score from Dancing Parrot, but I know he is very successful in second chance. This is a pretty big group. You got Knives, who narrowly missed being a G7 finalist, ran the entire Genesis tournament there, doing a good job. She's been improving. And then going back to, Beastly Mustard as well. He has been steadily improving, and very excited to see what we might see from him, because he is now capable of making the finals. He's repping SRG, Tiny Gothwitch in there as well, representing Powerpuff. So this is probably going to be the biggest qualifier that we have with the most depth.
Really? So this is going to be the real brawl, the real slugfest.
Everything's a slugfest in Mario.
It really is. But hands down, if I had to pick a favorite to watch, I believe Froggo's one of my favorite players to watch playing this game. You'll see him a lot maintaining his spot, which is one of the hardest things to do in Mario Kart, is consistently hold your spot in almost all your laps. So Froggo does a really good job of doing that. And another couple names here, like you guys have already mentioned, Dancing Parrot as well as BC Mustard, they do really well as well.
is going to be holding on very solidly to that first spot there. Just cutting those corners that as sharp as it possibly could cut here. While Bolts over here in fourth. Hunting and going for it.
And Bolts is a name I haven't seen in the arena, but did a really good job there getting his top drift speed as well as using his red shell to hit out the second place player so that he could push himself toward for the group.
How the tables have turned already.
Yeah, Bolts is an unknown here in the arena, rocking Daisy standard bike with the green shell as defense, getting around some of our top-ranked players. And I know Froggo is using the Squid, Inkling Boy. I kind of shied away from that as a main just because of the fact that, to your point though, Precious, he does have good recoverability, and the Inkling is very hard to recover with due to acceleration. Blue shell coming in here, and that is going to likely go for Bolts. Marshall gets hit. Bolts does get hit in second. I think he tried to drop back potentially. Now he has triple greens, but now Dancing Parrot is the new benefactor here in first.
I don't think this is his first rodeo because I was watching Bolts and he was using the rear view camera, which is a feature that a lot of people don't actually touch if you're not comfortable using it. You'll actually look toward the back like as if you're actually driving, and a lot of our like more competitive, highly skilled players, they'll use that feature in order to see who's behind them and what items they have like oncoming. So he's doing a really good job of that. I'm excited to see where he ends up because he's not already our third racer in the arena, Froggo. He's now sitting in about 5th place.
And so I always love the little touches you can get from somebody that lets you know that they are sort of like betraying the actual power level behind somebody, even if you are not 100% sure in advance. You're just like, well, I don't like how close you hit that turn or something like, again, for like fighting game turns with that moment where like somebody appears to be doing bad, but then you see him like suddenly land a combo they shouldn't be able to do. And you're like, all right, you're smurfing.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous there for Dancing Parrot just because he had the item box disadvantage, getting shocked after the item boxes. So he was vulnerable that entire time. He was a little bit tiny, but Froggo and Kira rounding out the top 3. Great recoverability from both of them. They know how to scramble in those situations and get up to the front. So very well done. I think this is going to be incredibly difficult because I'm not sure where Knives finished. I'm not sure where Bolts finished. That's a name we got to watch out for now. That's just stirred up a little bit of trouble there in that first race. So who knows? And then you got Jason, you got Braxton, Jaden. You don't know what they're capable of. You have the Vet in there as well. Tiny Gothwitch also getting 4th, it looks like, in that one, beating out Marshall. Who knows? This could be one of those like qualifiers where they're displacing each other so much that they all could be a threat of making second chance.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the really unfortunate things is that if the scores are so mixed up within a 4 race like scoreboard, is that they can all average to the really like low 30s, mid 30s, and that is a very dangerous place to be, especially people who aren't racing or scoring that high either, because they'll get pushed out of their second chance too. So it really messes up the entire leaderboard.
Going to be heading in here to Donut Plains for race number 2. A really good bagging track if we're going to see anybody bag here. Looks like there might be a couple players kind of soft bagging or not going all the way back, but at least going to the back temporarily. But Dancing Parrot is going to be taking the lead here going to lap number 1.
This is the most I've seen a Link loadout. I think every qualifier so far has had a Link loadout, which is not very common in the arena, but exciting to see.
That was very questionable, throwing the shell you had as protection and getting hit right there, but then trailing somebody. So now Parrot is defenseless. He's going to have to figure out a way to come back into this. But again, he's going to get a better item to move forward through the pack.
I don't want to say he was hard mashing, but if you've ever hard mashed, that is exactly what happens. If you hard mash your item, you're going to throw it, and that could, be the one that is going to be your defensive item or your offensive item. So unfortunate. Dancing Parrot getting hit left and right. Can't seem to get a break here.
It's really getting knocked around heavy here. Is going to slide on through and pick himself up some mushrooms and a star, so the comeback potential is pretty high at this point here. And he's only in 4th, so this could carry him very swiftly all the way back to the lead.
He's going to cut the course. He's in good shape. He's got Marshall ahead of him and Froggo in first. Very close here. Marshall saving that mushroom, and now Parrot has a decision to make. He has the sound horn. Again, he has some players behind him. He's going wide. Some players might opt to take a shortcut here. They don't. It's Some players might opt to take a shortcut there, but he is going to chain the item and use that back for defense, so he's only relying on this one red shell.
And that was a really good play from him, throwing that down so that he had something defensive. He was going to hit a banana. I saw it, but the air horn cleared it out right before. Unfortunately, didn't have anything defensive there, and it looks like Marshall Troop is going to take our second place. Froggo is going to be first place. Third is going to be a Metal Mario, which I want to say is Kiro. It is Kiro.
Confirmation received.
I was like, I think it is Kiro.
Could have air stalled for a little bit longer. I want to say it's Kiro. There we go.
Kiro.
Next time I will give you a drum roll to fill the space for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't want to be the Simon Cowell here, but one thing that Dancing Parrot should have thought a little bit more about was using that red shell. He only had that one item left, and what happened was he did choose to target that player going through the shortcut with the triple mushroom. Well, it's great that you hit him, but he still has 3 mushrooms to go get all of his momentum back, and then he had literally a turn of vulnerability, and during that turn was when he got hit and got sent back to the mid pack. So it's those split-second decisions that you have to have. Is it worth targeting him, or is it worth protecting myself? You know, it's like that prisoner's dilemma in like theology or ethics class. I went to Catholic school. It's, you know, do you save yourself, or do you save your friend, or do you choose to keep your story straight so maybe you're both saved? That's what Mario Kart is. It's a high-speed chess match.
It's very, very much a gamble, I would say, this game. It's because you're so close. You have all these offensive items in third place. So close to getting second or third to boost yourself, give yourself an extra couple points here. However, you're making yourself more vulnerable, like you said. So even though you have that, what I've learned at least, even if you have that urge to want to knock those people back, there's always bad karma. Always bad karma, and you're going to get knocked back even 2 or 3 places behind.
It's funny, not to get off topic, but there's a study done, I'm sure some of you seen it, where they surveyed 100 couples, and for the most part, the couple said that Mario Kart does not affect their relationship in a negative way. I don't know about that, but
I don't agree with that one.
It's on Twitter, it's on Facebook. We'll have to fact check that.
Obviously, not enough couples. We're gonna have to run like a little study here in the arena. Because I'll tell you right now, well, then it's a little bit skewed because we all play competitive Mario Kart.
Right, a little bit more into it than some of the couples surveyed, at least in this other one. I'm not sure what episode of Family Feud they were doing an interview for this particular question to have come up, but very excited to see it.
Survey says Jason here has a mushroom in 6th, and we might cycle that up. That was pretty cringy. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Everybody, you heard him. Let's clip it. Clip it for night.
Oh, what a snipe by Tiny Goth.
But see what I'm saying?
That's the problem. When he or she threw that shell, right? That opens her up. And then that allows for the player behind to capitalize with the shell hit of their own. So, good thinking, but again, there was a player behind Tiny Goth with eyes like a hawk that just opened her up.
Bad karma is what I'm calling it. You are making yourself more vulnerable, but she did not only get hit by a shell, she also got hit by lightning right after that. So I'm calling it bad karma. Marshall Troop on the screen. Oh, unfortunately taking hit by the banana peel there. And he's going to get hit by this red shell, or blue shell, but did a really good job there.
Stop
breaking. Yeah, he's slowed down purposely so that he could get a little bit of momentum.
Oh!
What is going on?
What talking about karma?
That was awful. He got hit by 4 things at once. That's really unfortunate for Marshall Chupa, but really great for Kiro. He's gonna be able to push himself forward, as well as Froggo.
It's not going to be able to stop him, and so Kiro is going to be taking second here, right behind Froggo, who is going to come in a solid first. And Dancing Pear is going to be bringing up our third.
Dancing Pear doing a really good job maintaining his spot. Froggo doing a great job recovering, and Kiro, I don't see him at the screen at all, but is somehow making his way to the top 3 every time. So great racing from these 3 individuals.
That was a huge third place there for Parrot after finishing mid-pack, but obviously did have that cushion of his first win. So really good job there. We're going to be heading into the final race here of this third qualifier, and we're starting to see the intensity picking up a little bit. So we'll have to see how this final race is going to play out. Looks like Froggo has 42 currently. He's relatively safe. But beyond that, though, one catastrophic end to Dancing Parrot, Kiro, or Trupa could really put them in a tough position here. With Knives, this is a must-win race for her to be able to go through roughly the semifinals. Beastly Mustard and Bolts and Tiny Gothwitch all kind of in there. So this is a tough qualifier, and we're going to see some big names go into the second chance tonight.
Oh, yeah. And definitely we are going into, I believe this is the third race or the fourth.
Final race.
This is the final race of the qualifier. And to be kind of on the lower 30s is a little bit scary. So these players definitely have to make their way to the top 3 or top 4 at least. Otherwise, they're going to end up in the second chance or maybe not even making it at all.
Stakes are high. Let's see whether or not Dancing Parrot and some of the other names mentioned here can manage to pull that off. It's very intense being able to know, like, you have to not only do well, but have to do very, very well here just to stay alive.
Yeah, it's going to come down to one clutch race with a ton of RNG and a ton of skill as well on how you can kind of manipulate it. But Dancing Parrot putting himself in a good position here to really hedge that second race that he had, where he did just kind of get wrecked at the end. So it's good to see him up here. He does have this Shroom. He's got to worry about potentially what second and first might have their defense-wise. Doesn't go ahead and get that like double item box, but did kind of pivot over to get one of those item boxes, and man,
somebody sniped him with the bomb.
Just like that.
Kiro is going all over the place
Goodness
here,
gracious.
losing control of his cart with all the mushrooms and speed ups that he's getting, which knocks him down to 4th place. But looking at Dancing Parrot earlier, when he did land on that platform, somebody threw the bomb, and then that knocked him back quite a few places as well.
Take the low road there to get that double item box and end up in a good spot here. Beastly Mustard, looking out for that name this entire time, and he's living up to my expectations, absolutely. Bringing up second right now.
He definitely needs this win. He needs to secure a second place or first place because he's sitting at the median of the group right now, and that is pretty scary considering the median unofficially is around 20 points. So that's going to make it a little bit difficult for him as well as other players to get themselves into their semifinals.
I think the camera may have cut away just as he ran into a box. So.
yeah, he got clipped by the box, and Marshall Trupa does have a sound horn behind here. So unfortunately, Beastly Mustard back to mid-pack now with Froggo and others trying to chase down Marshall. Thing is, though, is we haven't really seen a power item. There's a lot of players in the back that are coming up on item boxes that have things. We're seeing a bullet from the back, another bullet, so at least for now, Marshall's safe.
For now,
You say
Caster
that, and then immediately.
for now, Caster Curse. But it looks like it didn't really affect Marshall too much. He is still in the lead here, and really unfortunate for all the people in the aerial section of the map. If you got hit by lightning there, you took a bigger hit than the rest.
So by a solid mile, it feels like Marshall is going to take that with Kiro all the way back in second, and then Froggo is going to be taking up third.
I mean, that's the logic you have to have, right? Is looking at the back, they're coming up on item boxes. Someone's going to have something, and you got to be prepared for it. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to get some death threats if I
don't
walk
think
downstairs.
anybody's prepared for lightning. There's no way.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it is your fault and your fault alone, Chris.
So Beastly Mustard, I think I just saw on the screen, if my eyesight's correct, around 25. That's not good for him. Knives, Kiro, Dancing Parrot, there's having a good run. But man, this is really going to set some of these players back here. And we're going to get the official scoring coming in momentarily. But already we're starting to see some players kind of funneling into the second chance threshold. But realistically, yeah, it's going to be like mid-30s, I think. Do you guys have any thoughts as to what the number might be?
For the semifinals or the second
chance?
chance? I think the second chance definitely is going to be in the high 20s. Depends, of course, on the next 2 qualifiers as well, because if they are all scoring in the lower, it's going to drag that down as well.
Oh, that too. My bad.
No.
The cutoff between semis and second chance.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say low 30s, mid 30s, because with previous weeks, we have seen like our ranked players get in their qualifiers more than 40 points. So more than 40 points. So seeing as that we only have like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 so far that have gotten 40 points, like it'll keep the median there. But we did get the leaderboard for qualifier number 3, and it is going to be taking first place is Froggo with 52 points. Kiro following with 44 points. Our third place player is going to be Marshall Trooper with 41 points. Dancing Parrot, 4th place with 40 points. Knives at 30 points. Tiny Gothwitch with 27 points. 7th place is going to be Bolt with 26 points. Followed closely behind by Beastly Mustard at 25 points. Then we have Jason at 16 points, the Vet at 12 points, Jaden at 8, and Braxton at the back of the pack at 7 points.
So a lot of players there kind of mired between 30 through 25. Might be seeing them going into the second chance. Unfortunately for Beastly Mustard, as well as Knives, Tiny Gothwitch, and Bolts, doing an impressive job there in what we believe is his debut here at the arena. So very well done there. And so what we are going to be doing here is we're going to be heading back into the action momentarily. We are going to be taking a quick break. So with that being said, you are watching Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. We will be back soon.
Lynn Gilmartin, anchor of the World Poker Tour. I've been living in the United States for many years now, but I'm not an American citizen, so I don't have the privilege to vote. And that's exactly what it is, a privilege. You have the power to have your say, so please don't take it for granted. If you're not in the hand, you can't win it. Register today at gamers.vote.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Already in the action here, lap 1 in play here of Neo Bowser City for qualifier number 4. Before we get into the action, again, we've got Geronimo, Aspire, Supernova, Kirby, Tinskew, Gloria Samuel, Kyson, Crystal, Jabnova, Mark, Bear, and Brainchild in here. And again, I'm joined by Precious and also a newcaster here, to the stage. We got Luna Galaxia. Luna, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. My qualifier is pretty good, and I hope to go back out there. This qualifier seems to be pretty stacked as well.
Geronimo getting hit by everything, but sorry about that. I was just watching the screen. No, like, great racing. We saw you're struggling a little bit in the beginning, but toward the end, you know, you managed to bring your points up there. So really good racing. I'm excited to see if you're going to end up being in semifinals. So excited to see after this qualifier and the next how our leaderboards will add up.
Yeah, I remember, because you tied for third, 34 points.
Yeah, there was a three-way tie for 34, so I'm just hoping and praying I don't have to do a tiebreaker for semis or second chance.
Well, we'll have to see. 5 qualifiers now. We're in qualifier number 4. That's going to lower the expectations a little bit, and you're about 11 seats out. So that's going to be close. I think you might be okay, but we'll see. It's going to be close.
Yeah, we have Inglorious Samuel on the screen. Again, we bring up Samuel every time that he's here because when he started coming back to the arena for this year's season, he was not ranked at all. And then he was ranked 22. Then he was ranked this. Now he's already within the top 10 players because he keeps doing so well. He did secure first place this race, followed by Geronimo, and then third place is going to be Tinskew.
Very well done by all 3 of them and all the competitors here racing in qualifier number 4. This is going to be a little bit unique just with the weight up front with Bear, Samuel, Tinskew, and Geronimo, in my opinion. Those are going to be the 4 that you're going to have to catch. And considering that last qualifier was like literally going back and forth, it does actually help someone like you that, you know, you are just so tight and so close. Even for third, but having some of them run away is going to allow, hopefully, some players here to go ahead and get solidified there into the semifinals. So, interesting first race. We got 3 more to go. But do you two have any predictions as to who you might think come out of this qualifier?
I really think that Geronimo's going to make it far. Like probably the top 3 for a majority of the rest of the 3 races, and hopefully see him in semis again, like I did last time.
Yeah, Geronimo always has a way of making his way to semifinals with no problem. However, he always seems to hard throw at the grand final, so hopefully he won't do that today. Really cool Kirby t-shirt right under that button up there, so I appreciate a nice Kirby aesthetic.
We are moments away from going in again. Players of all ages here at SNS. That's what's really exciting about coming here and racing competitively in Mario Kart, especially here in the HyperX Esports Arena. Just such a cool venue, and I'm really kind of curious who this might be live on screen. I did a quick look.
I believe that's going to be Kirby. Kirby. Wow, so we have a Kirby t-shirt. The guy wearing the Kirby t-shirt is representing her. Like, that's cool. A big fan of her. I don't know if that's the case, but it looks like that.
Highly coincidental.
Yeah, right? But yeah, looking at this qualifier, it is stacked. We have Geronimo in here. Supernova, I think, is another name that I've seen in the arena. Tinskew is another name to look out for. Inglorious Samuel, as well as Bear. All 4 of them race really, really well, and they're very consistent. Bear did really well last week, keeping his consistency and making his way back to the top of the point, like, leaderboard there.
I think he got back into the top 10, too. Yeah, I think the eyes are going to be again on Samuel here, but Bear, Tinskew, Geronimo, and others are all capable here of running with Samuel here on Moo Meadows.
Oh yeah, and I don't really think this is a map 2 bag, so I don't think anyone's gonna bag. I don't think we have any baggers in this qualifier now that I think about it, but this is a really great map for front runners like Samuel. He's gonna just go with the flow, go through it, and then hopefully, you know, utilizing his items and manipulating his items in order to advance.
So, kind of curious to see what he's going to do here with this item box. He's probably going to get, doesn't get a coin, ends up getting a defensive item there. That is the banana. So, that red shell not coming into play, he's going to likely, missteps there a little bit, but he's still getting enough of these boosts, kind of snaking around, getting those mini turbos to hold on to it. But again, just opting to hold on to the mushroom, which leads me to believe what he's doing is he is going to save that for a blue shell.
And he is definitely cutting a lot of these corners, but they're not making too much of a difference. As you can tell on the mini-map too, there's a lot of spread out players. We do have a blue shell oncoming. Samuel doesn't have anything to defend himself from that red shell, and he's going to take this hit from the blue shell. He did Oh, he did use the mushroom dodge there, so I wasn't anticipating that. I thought he threw it a little bit too early, but apparently he did it just on time.
But unfortunately, a red shell hit him, so he falls unfortunately back to 4th place and gets passed by that Wario and the Roy and the dry bouncer that was in front of him.
Yeah, it's a rough game.
Yeah, glad you're the one bringing him back to reality and not us. Oh,
Ooh.
and that was shock coming into play.
This is the second one that you have been saying something about unfortunate events and it happens. So, Chris, you have Cass's curse for
I
today.
just know the game. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. But again, triple shrooms here, so it's going to be good for Samuel. But there are no major shortcuts here. He's going to try and outline. Oh, it doesn't work out for him there, Geronimo. But it is going to be Bear, Geronimo, Samuel, and likely Tinsky. That 4-player breakaway that we kind of thought was going to come into effect here. They're going to be the 4 that break away yet again. And then this is really going to do very good wonders here for someone like you, Luna, where that 5th place player going to be getting 8 points, I believe. Max of 32 if someone gets 5th every time. So hypothetically, this breakaway here is what you'd want to be rooting for.
For sure. Considering we also have another qualifier, so I'll keep my fingers crossed till then.
Oh, yeah. And another tricky thing about these kind of qualifiers is when you have strong players that are consistently keeping their top 3 or top 4 spots, they can all average in the high 30s and stuff. So that knocks down a large median of players that are within the low 30s, who originally were securing a spot in semifinals, but now they might get knocked into second chance. But really excited to see, especially after that 3rd qualifier, because there's a huge mix-up of points in there. And, like I said already, the 4 players that we have in this qualifier, not here play games, they're definitely going to want to maintain their spots so that they don't have to worry about falling into second chance.
I'm just looking at some of the players that are going to be on the outside looking in just by the nature of this qualifier and the 5th qualifier coming in to take some of their spots. Obi-Wan Kenobi, great run by Zovgo's dad. Likely will go into second chance. You got Bolts, Godspeed, Beastly Mustard, and Drunk Cowboy. Hopefully we're going to see them sticking around, and given that there is only maybe 2 more qualifiers to go, they might have a shot here to stick around in the second chance.
Hopefully. They were scored at the lower end of the spectrum, though. They are in like the 20s, I remember. So hopefully, second chance will be around that average of points, because I really want to see them perform again. Bolts did a really good job. Beastly Mustard always does really well, but unfortunately is kind of inconsistent with whether he makes his way to semifinals or not. Sometimes we'll see him, sometimes we don't. So hopefully he can bring himself back.
Yeah, they're kind of respectively 20th through 24th right now. So assuming that they don't go below 34th, which I doubt with 2 qualifiers left to go, they should be in good shape. Here on Big Blue, this is going to be kind of a bagging to front running track, however you want to play it. But a lot of different unique options you can have here to take advantage of the shock and then get past some competitors with the different paths and things like that you can kind of get around.
This is honestly one of my few favorite sets of tracks, which is a section-based tracks. Which, if you don't know, a section-based track isn't based on laps; it's based on sections. So there's a first section, second section, third section. Unlike laps, or else that would probably take a while to get through.
Oh yeah, especially with this map, the size of this one, it's crazy. This is also not even the good one. There are 2 F-Zero maps in this, and this was not the good one.
It's one of the best. I like the section-based tracks. They hold a special place in my heart.
I really do enjoy the Rainbow Road Nintendo 64. Now Wario to a degree. There's a blue shell coming in. That's likely going to go again and hit Samuel. Good job here by Tinsky to hold on to the reds. Her first red does get booed, but if she did throw a red at Samuel, it could have actually gotten him out of the blue shell.
She had 4
well,
red
the
shells.
shot comes into play. 2 players dodge it, one being Geronimo, so that really throws out Tinsky's chances for the time being.
And Inglorious Samuel's struggling to get his momentum back here, getting hit by everything. I wouldn't be shocked if he took a hit by a fireball at that very last second, but Tinsky doing really well with her classic loadout. Baron running first place here in his very comfortable spot with the air horn and the boomerang. So it looks like Bear is going to secure first place here, following closely behind, but I believe that is going to be Tinsky, and third place is going to be Geronimo.
Well, that is an unfortunate ending for Samuel. We'll have to see exactly where he finished there, but again, kind of mired in mid-pack because of the shock, because of all the other items kind of coming his way. But again, plenty of time left to recover here for some of these players. Again, this was only the second race, I believe, or the third race. I'm losing my train of thought.
It's one of the two. One of the two.
I believe that one was just the third, but
That was-
I might be wrong. We'll have to get
No,
clarification.
that was
from-
the third. So this will be the final race here for these guys. So now, what that's done is, unfortunately, made things a little bit more interesting because now Geronimo's at 34, has a 1-point lead over Samuel. And we're going to have to hold on because the points are still being tabulated on our end. Bear, with that 15-point bonus for winning, is now in the lead, 4 points over Geronimo. And then it's 5 back as Samuel. Samuel's at 33. Tinsky there at 31. But then you got Jab Nova there with 25. So the biggest thing is if Jab Nova does get 9 points, does end up getting into fourth, they'll be tied at 34. But realistically, it looks like this is just going to be 4 players breaking into the semifinals at this point.
And we are going into the final race of our 4th qualifier for tonight, and it is going to be DK Jungle. Honestly, one of my least favorite maps in the game, and I think a lot of people can agree. But there's a lot of opportunity for cutting people here, a lot of places where you can actually outplay a lot of the characters. I know that sounds kind of crazy in Mario Kart, but it exists.
So Geronimo here in fourth, moves up to third, has the red shell. Going to place behind him. He might get hit from behind, and he does, so it's going to leave him vulnerable temporarily. Bear's going to be moving into second. You see Samuel trying to back spam there onto the bridge. And now Geronimo here going to stay in third with this mushroom.
And right behind Geronimo, you did see Tinskew. She's actually really like going neck and neck with Geronimo. She was drafting right behind him, so she got a little bit of a boost there, and so making it very difficult for Geronimo to inch away from fourth place.
Geronimo does get another mushroom. Nothing defensive. He's got to watch out for Bear, who might have even opted to drag somebody there. Bear's very dangerous like that. But there's Tinskew getting a little close for comfort there with the triple greens. Now Bear's got to watch out for the action behind him. But he does have an air horn.
He used it too early. He spammed. He spammed his items and he used it on the too early. And so unfortunately gets set back to third and is gonna probably get hit by quite a few items now.
One of the good things there, though, I'll just say this really quickly, is that everyone was around him, so everyone did kind of have to back off. So he didn't lose a lot of time, but it did open up the lead here for Geronimo.
There you go. Adrama got rid of his coin and banana, hopefully to get something new from these 2 item boxes. Which, oh no, right as I say that, he just got shocked and lost his green shell and his banana that he could have used defensively.
And this is your first time casting, right?
For sure, yes.
Yeah, that is what we call the caster's curse. Is literally every time we say something, it always happens. We're about to say something good and something bad just rains upon them. All hell rains upon them.
It's like second nature. It's like a routine. You know what's going to happen.
The game knows. But yeah,
Watching out for that, Shy Guy and that Iggy back there. They're all starring up. They're all getting power items. Geronimo here in a little bit of a tough spot there with this blue shell. He's going to eat the hit, but he's got plenty of time. Actually, Samuel came out of nowhere, has the red shell.
oh, Geronimo. Oh!
The green shell, though.
Geronimo did have something to block that red shell. Unfortunately, the green shell did connect from that snipe from Samuel. So it's a very comfortable spot. We have 2 Warios following behind Samuel, but it looks like first place is going to be secured by Glorious Samuel. Second place is going to be one of the Warios, which I believe is Geronimo. And third looks like it's going to be Bear, actually. Tinskew. Out of nowhere. She wasn't on the map because she's a ghost. She wasn't on the map. They played me. Tinskew taken third, and I believe Bear might have taken fourth.
Yeah, so the same 4 kind of breaking away there yet again, but very good race. And that's going to do wonders for all 4 of them here. Tinskew getting third. That's going to roughly push her up to about 41. Bear, man, this is going to be very impressive for some of them. So we're seeing the scores kind of updating. We're going to have the leaderboard up on here momentarily, but just so much more action. We do have one more whole qualifier to go. That race, again, that qualifier featuring Geronimo is ranked number 4, Samuel number 9, Tinskew number 20, and Bear number 10. And then this final race, we're going to have Glitch number 5 with Rob, 805, Slicks, then potentially Billy Irish, Big Fish, K-Hoon, Zero, Supremo, Tigray Cheese, and Yoshi.exe. There might be some potential rebuys in there. I don't know if they're not here yet, because obviously we have the early start today. We'll have to see how that plays out.
I bet the people at the bottom are kind of hoping and praying that they can hopefully get a redemption, and hoping that there might be a rebuy here soon.
That is true. And I think, too, the other really crazy thing is that if this qualifier is true with the names in here, it's going to be a total bloodbath. Like, it's going to be a semifinal. So
I was just thinking about that. We did get the leaderboards for qualifier number 4 tonight. So Inglourious Samuel taking first place here with 48 points. Bear following close behind. If you look at the gap here, it's 1 point difference between our first 3 players. So Bear getting second place at 47, Geronimo at 46, Tinsky taking 4th place with 41 points, Jab Nova at 30 points, The Spire at 6th place player at 25 points, tied with Supernova, and Brainchild 8th place with 18 points. We have 9th place Mark with 17 points. Our 10th place player is going to be Crystal with 15, Kirby with 10, Kaisen being their last player of this qualifier at 6 points.
I will say this: is no one's gotten 4 today, so that's saying something. Again, if you're in the back of the pack, don't want to get 4. Ultimate, if you do get 4, don't worry about it. My brother got a 4. It's his first time coming here, getting straight 12s.
I would get a 4.
I'm not sure what state of mind he was in when he was playing, but we'll just leave it at that. But nonetheless, very exciting to just see a lot of the new players getting their first stab at SNS, and we already have the 5th qualifier lined up and ready to go. I mean, a lot of these players just do have just a lot of potential.
Definitely.
Billy Irish has been up there before against 6805. With the family dynamic with both of them side by side. This is someone to watch out for. K-Hoon is as well in number 16. Number 16, again, kind of throwing you off a little bit because of the fact that it is done by cumulative points. So she just hasn't showed up as many times as some of the other players, which is why she's ranked a little bit lower. But still looking to see who's going to all be in this. It looks like we're looking for Rob. So anyone knows Rob,
You better get
might
him.
want to holler at your boy.
And I did say this earlier, I wasn't too familiar with what was going on with the qualifiers, but Kahan is actually here tonight. So she's competing, representing Powerpuff Girls. So excited to see her in this qualifier. Another name too in here that's really familiar to me is Cheese. Not to be confused with Burger with Cheese, but Cheese also races really, really well. And I remember one week I casted, he managed to get himself out of the second chance. So yeah, hopefully he won't have to worry about the second chance this time around, and he can secure a spot in semifinals. But either way, still always exciting to see who ends up in second chance, because it is a bloodbath.
Oh, especially if you have like 200cc Baby Park, it's an absolute random, and you kind of don't really know where you're gonna end up till like those last few laps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this one final qualifier is literally going to make or break the potential run here. So, Luna, you are sitting what looks like 6 out right now. So you should be okay. You honestly should be okay. It just really kind of comes down to how much this be a displaced type of qualifier. And honestly, it very well could be with the names in here. So, tying with Vanny, tying with Cerulean Girl, Luna Galaxia, then you got Free Dizzle there. I think, unfortunately, this might send Cuban Boy Knives, Jab Nova, and Tiny Gothwitch into second chance. But if we're looking at Free Dizzle was in the second qualifier. Take a look at Free Dizzle's points. The Free Dizzle getting 33. So, a little bit of a saving grace there at the very least.
Looks like we're not ready to start yet.
I don't think we found Rob yet.
Does anybody
know Rob?
Does anybody know Rob?
Come on, Rob.
My least favorite character in Smash, but probably a great Mario Kart racer.
We'll have to see. Maybe Rob's doing this on purpose. Maybe he's trying to ice all the top players so they get a little bit more nervous, just like they do in football.
Strategic, maybe?
Yeah, or just like they did in one of the qualifiers where they had to reset the first race and get out of Sherbertland and go into Shy Guy Falls. You never know. There's always reasons for everything.
So then let me ask you, Knight, looking at this lineup, who do you think is going to take it, or at least take the top 3 spots? Because I'm looking at this, and there are some ranked players, but, looking at the other very highly potential players in here, just like Qualifier 3, there's a lot of mix-up that can happen, so.
There are, and really, this could go a ton of different directions. I mean, naturally, this qualifier could send some players into the second chance that might not normally want to be there. I mean, you have Glitch, you have Taehoon, Zero, Supremo, Tigray, Yoshi.exe, and then you also have Cheese being some of the ranked racers. And again, that's last place for life. So, just something's got to give here. Then you got 805, who knows how to play kind of the mid pack and the back, and then Slicks, who we've seen come out of nowhere with some third place finishes every now and then.
We got a
Big
whole
Fish is in
family
there as
feud
well.
in the building.
And again, Big Fish is one of the top, I guess you could say, top second chance players here that we have in the arena. So I don't know what to tell you. But what happened is this qualifier was set up because some players requested to come later, given the timing change here of the after party afterwards. So Glitch gonna spam and hurt our eyes a little bit there with the back camera. Very well French-Canadian trick, well-known French-Canadian thing to do. That was set up by a team from Montreal, I believe. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say France. I was like, that's not where that is.
Hard on the eyes.
Definitely. We have Glitch here. We're back at TikTok clock for this qualifier. Again, very long race. Not my favorite map, but looks like it's working really well for Glitch. He's going to hold on to that coin. It's a strategy that we see a lot with our players, especially when they're about to get another item box, because then it eliminates and the choices for another coin. But for Glitch, he did get another coin, but at least it was the second item.
I'm pretty sure when you're in first place, like almost like, I don't know the actual stat, like at least 70% of the options you possibly could get is a coin. So you have a pretty high chance of just getting a coin.
Regardless, right?
Yeah.
I don't see the point of holding on to the coin, but
No, that's a really good point, and that's why a lot of the times the leaders will always go for that double, because they're guaranteed to get something other than a coin. So they're guaranteed to at least get some sort of defense or some sort of protection every time that the leader does go through that double item box. We're seeing Kahoon in here already in 5th right now to 4th, and she's going to be getting quadruple shrooms. So we'll see how this plays out. 3rd place, it's in a star. Like, I don't get this at all.
yeah, this is quite the mix-up of individuals, so I'm very curious to see how this adds up. Of all of them, I said the last qualifier was pretty stacked, but I feel like this one is even more stacked than that one, because we have
for sure
a lot of people in here who race really, really well.
Considering how majority of the people we've seen have been ranked or have not already are ranked, so we have a pretty stacked qualifier, and considering how almost all of them are in like the top 20-ish, well, minus Yoshi.exe, but
That shock dodged about 3 or 4 individuals.
And we have Glitch BMing.
Just trolling right now.
oh wow!
Manages to get first. Second there is going to go to Supremo. So well done there by Supremo. They're rocking what's likely going to be a blue moon there in his right hand. Tigray there in 3rd. So really well done there by these guys. And I believe that might have been Kahoon there that did get 4th. So now this is really shaping up to be kind of just a bloodbath. And some of these players, just because they opted for this final qualifier because of the time change, are going to be fighting it out early and are going to be forced to go into this second chance against some really well-known second chance players.
I mean, it honestly depends on what she has. Some people prefer the battle. Some people prefer Baby Park.
I prefer Shine Thief. Shine Thief is a good game, and we have some people in the arena. Can you point them out? I'm not sure.
That's Supremo's crew. Supremo
Okay.
and Fish are both playing here.
Oh, we got fans.
On the bar. I want to say the guy closest to us was Jab Nova. I could be wrong, but I think that's him.
Oh, all right. Luna Galaxio, you have the honor of casting during Music Park, and I'm going to make it, if I'm in this booth, a tradition to do music puns while this race goes on. So you guys better step up your beat and start thinking of some puns now, because I'm struggling.
You can't think of that on the spot.
That's not how it works. You don't just say, let's all think of puns. It just naturally
Or play on words. Okay, fine then, Knight. Let's get to it then.
So on the screen currently we have Tigray, who didn't really get pick up an item box, which I'm not really sure why. Curly's sitting in second place right now. Well, 3rd as soon as I said that. Trying to catch up to that. Okay. Trying to catch up to that Isabelle character that's up in front of him. getting a coin in a green shell, which
Ooh.
as I say that, he moves down the 5th because of some fireballs. Hopefully trying to gain some ground while doing this qualifier.
We have Yoshi EXE on the screen. Some may know him as Last Place for Life. Likes to go under a different alias sometimes, but more recently we have seen this IGN. He is running Boo, which is a very popular loadout heavyweight character. We do have a blue shell on the way, so hopefully he doesn't get hit here. He's quite in the middle of the track there, so they're a dangerous game that he's playing. It looks like our first place player did not have an item to defend themselves from it, so they are going to unfortunately take the hit there.
I mean, I just thought we were supposed to be talking about Music Punch.
Not the whole time.
I have a chord to start with both of you.
You're definitely, you had at least 10 minutes to think about that.
Yeah, because you two were talking. There's a race going on.
All right, guys, to the beat now. Glitch. Glitch is running the Isabel, so he's going to be in second place. Very comfortable spot with this item. He's going to throw that down so he can get another item box, hopefully get something a little bit more defensive, which is going to be the green shell.
He's hopefully going to catch up to, I believe, he's hopefully going to catch up to that Boo character that's in front of him, and hopefully stealing that first place slot with a lot of mushrooms. So that first place slot is still Yoshi.exe with a coin in a green shell, trying to stay as far ahead as possibly can. He ends up using the coin to see if he can get something else, which didn't really help him because he gets a coin regardless. He wants to take that shortcut, which, might add, is a really hard shortcut to take. So first place looks like Yoshi.exe. Second place is
BMing Glitch.
Yeah.
Per usual. And I think third place is going to be, oh gosh, Big Fish coming out of nowhere. Big Fish is another one of those names where we see him very, very often in Second Chance. So him securing a third place spot here in order to get him to semifinals is going to definitely help him out.
Yeah, Supremo and Big Fish able to both get on the podium there in those two races, at least one of the times. Really going to shake things up here in the standings because there's just a lot of movement. 805 is up there. Cheese looks like he's got only 2 points. This is crazy. So there's a lot of different things going on here. There you see 805 rocking the 805 hat, staying consistent with the brand with the Raiders hoodie. And then there's Slicks all huddled up there. I think it's a Minecraft. That is a Minecraft shirt. Looks pretty nice. And he's got the Raiders hat on. He's ready to go. And then I believe that might be Billie Irish to their right, if I'm not mistaken. So she is now back here in the arena as well. She right now is currently in, I believe, 6th or 7th. So we'll have to see exactly what is going to be happening here. So with Big Fish now coming into play, they're getting that third spot. That's going to move him up a little bit. But there is a lot of movement happening right now in these standings. So we are seeing now that it looks like Supremo's moved into 3rd. Zero's moved into 4th. But we are going to continue to see this progression here as we're here for Electrodrome.
And this is our third race of this qualifier, I believe, right? I'm losing count, guys. Yes, this is the third race of the qualifier. Big Fish on the screen getting a really big point value out of that third place win from that previous race. So, I mean, a lot of people here will tell me that the right side is the faster route to take, which is the pink one. I don't know if there's actually, like, anybody has done any time trials on it. I kind of want to try it, but they all look the same to me. They all feel the same to me.
I find it kind of ironic how we got one music stage after another, getting first Music Park and now Electrodome, which is also another music stage.
I was arguing with Warlike and that this wasn't, and then I realized, oh wait, it might actually be a music stage.
Wasn't he also saying that this also looks like the, well, I think you were saying that
the Rainbow
Road Switch.
This one looks like the Rainbow Road for the Switch. Just the aesthetic is all techno-y and like rainbow colored, so very similar maps. I think I confused them for the longest time.
So 805 is in first here. Glitch having some fire there behind him. Does think that
Caster's curse.
There. He literally had fire.
805 is in a great spot here. Moves back, jockeying between first and second there with Glitch. I think Glitch is going to be outlining here just ever so slightly there on the pink path. It is faster, but he does have this air horn. Does get that Ultra Mini Turbo. And it looks like he has a little bit of a gap there between second and third. So we'll see how he does here, holding on to some pretty good items.
He is staying very consistent, holding it on his spot in the top 3. Holding on to that air horn, probably I would have thrown that down considering we just hit into the first lap of this, the beginning of this lap. But yeah, unfortunately taking a hit there, the boo kind of blocked his field of vision. Glitch also having the air horn, very comfortable spot, and as soon as I say that, he gets hit by lightning and gets a coin and green shell.
Interesting thing there is that he got booed going, or shocked right going into the item box. He does get booed, that was weird. And
We are on the ball with these caster curse right now.
target shots right here over the glider. That's where first is going to be the most vulnerable, but to each their own. You guys can play the game however you want to play it. And Glitch is going to
BM
smile and
some more.
wave as he watches the beat drop here as he takes first place.
That was a good one. Good play on words. Nice, nice. We have Yoshi EXE taking third, and then second place, Big Fish. Really great racing from Big Fish. He secured him spot in unofficial points, fourth place there. But I did take a look at those scores. It was sitting a little bit low. So even though he did get fourth place that qualifier, he only got unofficially about 26 points. So that'll be interesting to see how that shifts our the spots in our semifinals, as well as shifting down the amount of people, or rather the points you need in order to get a second chance.
The most interesting thing right now is that going into this final race, there's basically the potential for a ton of players to kind of get into the 30s that haven't already. So Big Fish, Supremo, Yoshida EXE, kind of the ones up there. We're still waiting for the points to kind of get uploaded. But if there's any new players that can kind of jump in that are lower, that might help. But if there's any mid-pack players that specifically jump into the top spots, that's really going to put you, Luna, in an interesting spot because you are 6 seats out from the semifinals. Again, you're guaranteed to be playing again, so that's at least a good silver lining there.
I'm just crossing my fingers here that I don't have to go through the chaos that is second chance.
No one ever wants to go through that chaos. I hate going through that. It's awful. But with the mix-up of points and all that, if everybody in this race, a lot of people average out to, high 30s, mid 30s, it is going to shift a lot of our players down. So excited to see how that turns out with the lineup, and I hope that you can just secure your spot in semifinals.
Hopefully, that's all I'm hoping for here.
Fingers crossed.
So Big Fish here is in fourth. Does have the red shell that he's throwing, takes out third place, has this mushroom, is going to be able to get some coins here. And we can't see how many coins there are because of the graphic overlay. But now we're going to be going down to 805. Doing a great job here in the mid-pack, by the way. Fifth, sixth, almost had first there until that looper came into play. Going to be taking this shortcut here. And that's going to advance him up a couple spots. Big Fish again. Goes
Oh,
and connects-
nice.
Oh, good. It connected.
Nice.
But
Nice
it took away
use.
one of his shells.
Yeah, nice use in my opinion. I think it's gonna work out for him. Nice, all right. He didn't get hit by any of those red shells, even though he threw his green shell, but great job because that made, I believe that was third place at the time, vulnerable. So now he is able to secure his spot, fighting in between third and fourth. So I thought it was a really good job.
They're moving over to Supremo here, who's currently in second, grabbing an item box, hopefully to get something good to take out first place. We're just going to get a red shell, but uses it defensively. Oh, Castro's curse keeps on going, but looks like I got hit by that boomerang. And we,
Oh,
This is cheese. This is
yeah,
cheese.
this is cheese.
This is a must-win for him. He is sitting at 18 points. If he wins this, it'll take him up to 33. So that's news to you, or music to your ears, I guess you could say. That is no pun intended, just for the most part there.
Well, this is a music stage, so I guess you're forgiven.
And then a really unfortunate thing, for Tigre to get hit by that blue shell, because he definitely needs this win as well. But going right in front of him was Cheese, so Tigre taking some really unfortunate hits. But like I was saying, Cheese, he needs to win this in order to get to those 30 points. So hopefully he can maintain his spot, but Big Fish is maintaining his and is sticking around that first top 3 spots. And Supremo takes the first place for this win, and he definitely needed that. Following behind is Big Fish, who's been consistently holding his spot between the top 3, and Cheese who he knew he needed to win this one as well.
I think that's unfortunately going to put Cheese in a second chance there with 28, but some really good numbers. There's 4 players there that did get above 34. So, Luna, that is very good news for you. It's not official till it's official, obviously, but it looks like you're safe.
I can finally stop holding my breath for that.
Man, but if you were out, we could have casted the whole rest of the night. But hopefully you'll make it to the end of grand finals.
Now it just really comes down to who's in and who's out. And this is really where the shakeup is about to occur. And again, the second chance battle is randomly selected. So it could be Baby Park 200cc, it could be Shine Thief, Coin Runners, Bob on Blast, it could be Balloon Battle. So you never know what it's going to be. And that's just what makes nights like this just so exciting.
I don't think we've ever had balloon battle for a second chance battle.
Like twice or 3 times.
I haven't
yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
Very, very, very infrequently. Very infrequently.
Yeah, it's been a while according to production that we've done balloon battle. But do you guys have a favorite? Like,
I personally prefer coin runners,
Coin
especially.
Runner? Okay. What about you,
I
Knight?
mean, I'm a
Don't-
Shine Thief guy. I have the streak. So I have to say Shine Thief. And I am in a serious case of like Stockholm Syndrome from being on Friday night of Genesis, having to unlock parts by playing Baby Park 200cc for hours that I despise. Hate's a strong word, but I hate Baby Park now.
Oh yeah.
So,
I
none of that.
personally don't like casting. I don't like playing Baby Park. But bringing it back to Luna Galaxia, how have you enjoyed casting with us tonight?
I find it's a really great perspective rather than being actually in the action, actually spectating over the action. So it's kind of relieving not having to the stress to worry about what items I'm going to get. So
You're sitting in front of a screen, but not that screen.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, you can kind of enjoy watching others suffer from this point of view. That's how I like to think of it. But
And, yeah, another thing too is like you can see some of the mistakes, but we did get our leaderboard for that 5th qualifier. We have first place is going to be Glitch taking it 49 points, Supremo at 42 points, and our 3rd place player is going to be Yoshi.exe at 41 points. Big Fish is going to take it, really great consistent racing from him at 38 points. Zero taking it at 33. 6th place is going to be Cheese at 28 points. 7th is going to be T-Gray at 25. 805, our 8th place player at 20 points. Tied with Kahun at 20 points as well. Billy Irish at 17. Slicks at 11 points. And Rob at 4. And you know how you mentioned earlier how you don't want to be at 4 points? We have a player that has reached 4 points. Unless that person did not race the whole time. But I don't think that was the case. Rob was playing, right?
I don't.
Rob was a no-show, so you don't want to be Rob, guys. in competitive Mario Kart, you do not want to be Rob. So I guess they just had a character like idly laying around that entire race. I didn't even realize. So
I think if I remember correctly, there was like I think a Wario, if I remember correctly, it was just like sitting
there.
sitting on the
Okay.
stage, so it was out of the way and not like messing up with other people.
yeah, okay, there you go.
But I guess I messed up with the little RNG items though because he was just so far behind,
That's
whereas
what I
some
was
people were getting
thinking.
crazy items.
Right. It's like instead, I mean, if we were to have made it an 11 player race, then it would have skewed the points. If we, like, I think their best like option there was to just move them out of the way, even though it does mess with the RNG a little bit. Say if somebody was bagging, it would have definitely messed up the item.
it was actually better with
distribution.
12 players.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And there's a couple tiebreakers being done now, but we're going to sort it all out after this break. So thank you for watching Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you here by the Finley Volkswagen Group, Valley Auto Mall. And we will be back momentarily with Second Chance very shortly.
just blazing. My dance moves are excellent and with precision. Get down, baby, you can't stand in a dance competition. Glistening, flashy like a spotlight, shining like a diamond party all night. Tell me you love me, I wanna see the stars, eyes wide shut, then meet me at the bar. Yeah, right. Yeah. You ain't ready, you ain't ready. I'm coming through the room, turn the bass out. Y'all been sleeping on me, better wake up. Put your fly gear on, do your makeup, drop it real low, and pick it back up. Excellent, bustin' with the best of them, simply impressive, no worry and stressing them. I'm getting mine right now.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Super excited you're back with us. We had a tiebreaker commence when we were off camera and off the stream momentarily, and it looked like it was Cahoon that did defeat 805 there for one of the spots that were in the second chance qualifier. So I don't know if you want to do the honors, Precious, or
Oh, yeah.
what mode are we getting into?
We are, ladies and gentlemen, getting into Shine Thief is going to be our second chance. So we're already getting right into the game here. And here we have Knives on the screen, running her classic Toad loadout. We love a girl who stays on brand. Got the feather here so she can dodge any items here. But in case anybody doesn't know, the way that this game mode works is that you want to be holding on to the Shine as long as you possibly can. At some point, though, if the game is continuing to go on too long, whoever makes it to the first 5 seconds, the first person to do it is going to secure the win if the timer goes out.
And that Toad player did just get dethroned there with the Shine. This Waluigi player has it now. Kind of curious to see who that is with player cams, but doing a good job. 13 seconds. Again, there's going to be 2 rounds of this, and now that Shine kind of getting thrown off.
And that's
Another
going to be
player.
Cuban Boy. That gets taken away from him as well. The Shine currently is being held by, I believe that's Cahoon, yes. Cahoon back spamming the flames there. Really good job doing that, because one of the I was just about to say most people come from the back, but the smarter people, you want to actually go from the forward position, from toward where people are approaching.
Exactly. You want to hit them head on. This is an event I won for a solid 6 or 7 months in a row. It looks like Knives has the Shine. He does get hit by, I think, a shell there. And now this is going to be one of our returning players here to the arena. And I'm not sure what his name is. I do not have the ability to say who that is. That's Free Dizzle. And that's actually smart, because Free Dizzle was just on his way into making it a second chance. Waluigi has it again, down to 10 seconds. And it's just another game of back and forth.
It is a mess over here. Here we have that Kirby shirt player, and he had it for just a second till it was taken away from another player. And it was in Knives' hands, but now it's actually gonna go to, I want to say, I cannot say the name that it is. Beastly Mustard is going to be the one holding it, and he's held it now for the last 15 seconds, because I believe this is the first time he's had it all game. So hopefully he'll be able to hold on to it.
And again, Beastly Mustard, one of the few players to dethrone me back when I had that 7-month streak, just kind of elusively evading everybody. This is going to be huge. He's about to come down to the 5-second mark. Can he manage to break it? He does. So he does hit that tiebreaker threshold there. But again, everyone's just kind of behind him. And it looks like he might run away with this.
1. All right, and it looks like our first spot for the second chance is going to be taken by Beastly Mustard. We have the whole arena cheering for him. Got a high five there from Cheese. Hopefully Cheese will take the next spot, because he definitely took it some of the last few times, actually.
Cheese has. There's plenty of players in here that are capable of this. I mean, Knives has won second chance once. Beastly Mustard definitely the favorite going into here, but I do want to look at maybe like Bolts or even Tigray or Cahoon. They're well known to win this. Cheese has won it before. And then you also have like Cuban Boy, Free Dizzle as well. Cuban Boy has won second chance. I think we have a Master Chief person. That might be, I don't know who that is.
We were sitting in the booth, and that person ran by with that mask. I got a little bit scared because it's kind of dark up here. So I was really confused as to who that was. But
yeah,
I'm excited. Slowly but surely, because of the Level Up After Party, we are getting some faces in here who are coming from the convention in their cosplays and in their costumes. So I'm excited to see if there's anybody else going to show up here, during our grand finals.
Yeah, it's exciting. Watching some quality Mario Kart action right before the start of the after party. You can't beat it. We're going to be heading into the semifinals shortly thereafter, followed by the grand finals. So I love this map, because you can utilize the glider. You can utilize going onto those rails or those lanes, however you want to call them. We're going to start with Cheese. He was the leader there at the beginning, not getting the best RNG with his
placement
spawn point, essentially. But the Spire ends up being the first one, and he's got triple greens. So this is going to be huge. He actually wants to avoid everybody, because if he can keep those triple greens, he's almost trying to go up the rail. Very smart move. But He loses one of the greens. Can he manage to get back up there?
Ooh.
He does get hit last second and loses that shine.
And it is going to be taken by this Metal Mario, which is going to be Tigray. Tigray raced really well in his qualifiers. So, I mean, if any, all of these players are well deserving of getting the spot in the semifinals. However, I think Tigray is definitely one that is not here to play around. Is going to want to take it.
The key is to always be moving and leveraging your glider, and I'm surprised that nobody has hit him until that point because he just wasn't moving around. And now we're going to be seeing another Metal Mario player go ahead and take it, and the shine is going back and forth.
Oh, and it's going back to our previous holder. Now he's already at 8 seconds. So if he manages to hold it for 3 more, if the timer keeps going, he is pretty much guaranteed.
This is the Spire. Came out of nowhere. Does have that tiebreaker threshold, but he does get air horn from behind, and that's going to keep the game alive. This is going to likely go to Knives or Cheese. Goes to Knives.
Snipe?
But he does get it yet again with 5 seconds to go. Can he hold on?
2. Oh,
If he
he's
uses
so
the glider here, it's all over. It's over. There it is.
Nice. The Spire taking our last spot in the second chance for tonight. He is going to make his way into the semifinals, and his night doesn't end here. Unfortunately for the rest of our players, for Free Dizzle, Cuban Boy, Knives, Jabnova, Cheese, Tiny Gothwitch, Obi-John Kenobi, Bolts, and Tigray and Kahun, their night ends here.
Yeah, really well done there by Beastly Mustard there, as well as the Spire. Getting themselves into that second round. Ultimately the semifinals, so really good job there. And we're going to be heading into our first semifinal here momentarily. We're going to have Kyret, Froggo, Glitch. That is a huge opening 3. Burger with Cheese, Geronimo, Supremo, Tinskew, Dancing Parrot, Big Fish, Vanny, Luna Galaxia, and Beastly Mustard. And man, you have literally 3 of the top 5 players, actually 4 of the top 5 players with Geronimo in there, in that first qualifier. That is going to be huge, followed by a really cool second semifinal as well. So you're going to take a quick break. Again, this is SNS Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with the semifinal action here momentarily.
Hi guys, welcome back to Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Finley Volkswagen. We are going straight into the races here with Kyret on the screen. We are starting off at, I forgot the circuit. Yoshi Circuit.
Yeah, pretty excited about this one because Kyret's already bagging. This is a very big semifinal. And just taking a look, Twitch chat's popping off. We have Kyret, Frago, Glitch, Burger with Cheese, Geronimo, Supremo, Tinskew, Dancing Parrot, Big Fish, Vanny, Luna Galaxy, and Beastly Mustard. Just a huge group right now. Kyret here in 12th, likely going to be saving this bullet for the bullet extension. There's a few tracks and a few maps where you can extend the bullet out. What you're going to be seeing here in about 5 to 10 seconds is Kyret use this bullet through the waterfall. He's avoiding the player there with the triple greens. Doesn't really matter if it hits him or not though, because watch this. He's going to use the bullet, and he's going to basically go, if you notice the map, the end of Yoshi's tail. And I think what happened there was he did pass too many players, and he used that bullet a little bit early.
Ooh.
Kind of saw him use it before he got in through the waterfall, so it ended him a little bit early. And now he's gone all the way back.
Oh man, didn't really work out for him, but he did take a no-item shortcut there, and then he did lose his star, so bagging, unfortunately, looked like didn't really help him. We have Tinskew, unfortunately, taking several hits here. Big Fish on the screen, holding on to first place here with Kyret, not front-running the gang right now, but whoever got a Bullet Bill is going to bring them miles away from first place here, which is going to be Frago.
And Frago, just because he did go into first, the bullet extension didn't really cover him too far. But nonetheless, in a really solid position here with this red defensive item.
Ooh.
Gets shocked right before the item boxes, though. This is going to be huge. Can use this bomb defensively here. We're going to see if he's going to use his back camera. He does. The player starring up behind him. That's a little bit concerning.
Ooh.
But he gets run over as he throws the bomb. Very unfortunate for him. He is going to end up. Beastly Mustard comes out of nowhere and steals the win.
Beastly Mustard, great recovery from Beastly Mustard. Not too sure where he was for the rest of the race, but did take that from Frago, knocking him down to 4th. And then we had Vanny taking 3rd place, and 2nd place, unfortunately,
was Kyret. Second place was Kyret,
yeah.
So really good job. I mean, we could see the trifecta here coming out from Beastly Mustard, but a hard qualifier takes the first win. And again, top 6 advance into that from the semifinal into the grand finals. So really good stuff to see him get a little bit of cushion early. But again, Kyret, Frago, Tinskew there getting 4th, Glitch getting 5th. And it looks like there's several players that are going to have to be jockeying now for those mid-pack spots. But again, one race doesn't really solve anything here. It's a 6-race type of a deal.
Really unfortunate for Big Fish, seeing on the scoreboard that he did place almost 3rd to last. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but we are going into our 2nd race, which is going to be Haunted Mansion. I was going to say Twisted. No, it is Twisted Mansion.
Yes.
No, I was right.
Twisted.
I had it right. Gotta keep it twisted.
Can't dodge TM yet again. Always shows up when you least expect it here in the semifinals for Saturday Night Speedway 56. Kyret going to go back to bag here. This is not really too much of a bagging track. There are obviously 2 areas where you can go ahead and leverage the shortcut, one being right there in the library, and then the second option being there at the very end of the stage. Tinskew here in 5th has the banana, has triple green shells for protection behind her, but that player did just kind of throw that banana back and catch her. Good use of the back camera there by that player ahead of her.
We have Supremo on the screen here, sitting in a comfortable place with 2 bananas, and he's about to get a bomb. So very great defensive and offensive items here in his 3rd place. The pack, though, is so close together that it's really hard to tell what's going to happen. And Glitch being in 1st place here, he is going to have the air horn to defend himself, which is probably going to throw out just about now. So nice spot for him to be in.
And he's got the 10 coins, but unfortunately loses some of them getting hit by that red shell. And trying to get that double item box, moves all the way down to 4th. Has 4 shells, 1 red, 3 green. Dancing Parrot in a good position here with this sound horn, followed up by a bomb. Using his back camera, trying to see what the player in 2nd has behind him. Can't really get a good view there, but he's just going to keep on racing like normal. He might have to use this preemptively here if a player does opt to throw a shell at him. But in the very few instances, it looks like nobody has anything. And basically Mustard here is going to get hit. That's going to advance Parrot forward more.
Unfortunately, he didn't get anything defensive there to help him out, and he didn't get another defensive item So unfortunately, because of that point that he got in that place, he's been knocked all the way to 7th. He was sitting in a very comfortable spot in 2nd, but unfortunate RNG.
Glitch does not get an item box here, and he's got to be careful around that other player. That might likely be, I'm not sure who it is, but it's Metal Mario. But that being said, here in 6, Kyret using his back camera, throwing off chaining, throwing that red off, does hit Dancing Parrot. So Parrot's got to be careful. He's defenseless here. Kyret does have that shell behind him, and Kyret does manage to move in. Parrot gets 2nd, luckily. Avoids that bomb that did get thrown back there by Kyret, but a good win there by Kyret. Burger with Cheese there coming into 3rd. So really good job seeing him now advance up into 5th because of that.
And I just want to point out that there are 5 Roys in this race. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see all of them kind of packed together later. But yeah, like you said, great racing from Kyret. Good win on him. Really unfortunate for players like Tinskew, players. Beastly Mustard was sitting in a very comfortable spot, but unfortunately taking quite a few hits and really bad item pickup. So excited to see how the rest of this semifinal continues.
Still 4 more races to go. We've played 2. That was the 5th to last race there, the last one. But we're waiting to see which track is getting picked here in this one. And the roulette wheel finally stopping. It looks like
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
And so here we go. Again, season's changing up in this one. So it's going to be a little bit different than what we saw last time with the winter starting first. We might see fall. We might see the summer. And it looks like we're probably going to be getting summer or spring just based off
I think
this one
that's
view.
autumn. Or is that autumn?
Is that autumn?
I really can't tell. It looks really orange. It
That's
is autumn. But yeah, we have Burger and Cheese on the screen. Yes, for the sake of time as well, I just want to point out we do have our 2nd semifinal actually taking place right now in the arena. So we are going to be continuing after they finish up down there to grand finals.
Yeah, so we're going to try and get the action just packed in as much as possible here. That way we can all get crunk at this after party. Just kidding. But maybe.
Come see us. Come say hi. We'll be there. If you want to
For
get
sure.
to meet some Mario Kart casters.
Oh, and just like before, Burger with Cheese just getting back there from around the turn. Very familiar sight for him, unfortunately, here. But it's going to manage with these quadruple shrooms to go ahead and move in. But unfortunately, he shroomed past the player with the red shell, and he is going to get redded on that other end.
I did mention Froggo is one of the better players in the arena, that he is really good at holding his spot, but I've noticed that throughout the night he's been struggling with maintaining his top 3 spots, but we've seen him a lot in 4th, which is why he was able to maintain his spot in semifinals, because his point value is so high. But unfortunately, he does take a hit here, but doesn't bother too much. So many shells on the way to hit him, though, but he does have the mushrooms to continue his momentum.
Kyret gets hit there, still in 3rd. He's going to, tried to take out Froggo there, but with the fire, manages to get him on the 2nd time around with that other red shell. Glitch here in 1st, familiar position for him. Tries to go ahead and get something out of that rush of leaves. Couldn't do it. Here he has a red shell secondary, but he's got to watch out. I wonder if this player is going to go at, why would you, okay. I was going to say why they would do that. They did have a red shell up there in 1st. Glitch is a little bit vulnerable here. And unfortunately, he's got to be very careful about this player in 1st. It does have that red. Geronimo likely going to go ahead and take the win here. Uses that mushroom, avoids the blue shell. So well done there by Geronimo.
That was really good because I don't think it would have connected, but it would have been very close. So good job that he utilized the map and took the extra item that was laying on the ground there. And then we have Tinskew sitting at 3rd place and 2nd place. 3rd place. And I don't know who took 2nd. I believe it might have been Kyret or Glitch.
Here's the thing. It doesn't really matter because I think 2nd through like 10th are separated by like 5 to 7 points. So this is super close. We're halfway through, and we're going to call this out halfway through this semifinal. Yes. And so we're looking right now. It's going to be Tinskew there in 3rd with 23 points. Glitch and Kyret have kind of broken away a little bit, but not by much. Glitch has a 5-point gap between Tinskew. Kyret has 6. But from Tinskew, who has 23, all the way down to Beastly Mustard, there's a 6-point gap potentially. And Beastly Mustard right now is in 10th.
We have also, I'm sorry, like I was mentioning earlier with like Level Up being very, very close to us, The Hokage is in the arena. Hopefully we'll see a lot more, but she is here, and she is alive, blessing us with our presence.
In here as well. We're going to be heading into Sweet Sweet Canyon here for this 4th race. Very crucial. We're going to see potentially one player fall there, as this player, no, doesn't fall. That must have been a false hit animation. Tinsku now in 7th, has this mushroom. Going to go try and get another item. She's probably going to get something like triple shells here. I would like to think, oh, gets a boomerang. You don't like to see that.
We hate to see it here in the arena. But yeah, that's really unfortunate to be in 8th place and get something like the boomerang, because although you get 3 attempts to hit people with it and it goes forward and back and hits on like both directions, it doesn't really break their momentum too much where you can actually pass them. I think the item's pretty useless in my opinion.
She did a good job there, side drafting Kyrette, getting a mushroom before she ended up getting triple shrooms of her own. She's now in 8th. A lot of Roys behind her, a lot of Roys in front of her. And this is good for Tinsky because she was able to get one of those mushrooms that had fallen off. Big Fish, though, on the unfortunate end, doesn't even get an item. And now he's going to be all the way back to 8th and then gets clipped by another banana.
I thought the bomb was going to explode.
Yeah, luckily avoids the bomb and that Phantom Fire Flower. But nonetheless, needs to catch his way back up, but he's going to get a good item here.
Oh yeah, and with the double item box, it should help him out quite a bit. He has a quadruple mushroom here he can use to cut through this track and then cut through some players. Unfortunately, that player getting a really unfortunate snipe, and that green shell not connecting for some reason. It might have been a little glitch. Kyrette, there's a lot of mayhem going on here.
Kyrette getting sent backwards. But no, Kyrette actually, Big Fish needs to thank Kyrette because Kyrette threw his boomerang back. It actually negated out that green shell that could have hit Big Fish. So, man, if Kyrette was over 21, I'd say Big Fish should buy him a drink, but I'll say that.
I'll take a shot to that.
Glitch, though, here on cruise control here. He's got to watch out for this shortcut. Throws back the banana. Feeling pretty ballsy about it, but he does get passed up by another player. Still holds on for a second as the shot comes in. Kyrette shock dodges and manages to likely get up to 3rd.
Tinsku securing her 1st place spot. Glitch is going to take 2nd, and Froggo is going to secure 3rd place. Great job from Tinsku. She needed that little boost of points, that extra amount of points you get for getting 1st. So, great job.
Kyrette does get 4th there with that shock dodge. Really well done by him getting that star and just kind of manipulating his way up through the pack, ending up getting 4th, and that's a position that you really do want to see. So right now, we got a lot of movement here in this one, and I'm a little bit concerned about Luna being a little low. Supremo, after winning one of the races, hasn't done too well since then, but there's just so much action right now between these entire 12 players. Glitch's going to be up there in front with a 2-point lead over Kyrette and Tinsku. So really interesting stuff to see that. Then you got a tie for 4th between Froggo and Beastly Mustard. Vanny has moved into that 6th spot there with 27 points and has a 1-point gap between himself and Geronimo. Parrot is 3 back. And then you have Burger with Cheese and Big Fish that are 4 back. And then Supremo and Luna Laxia do need to go ahead and get themselves back in this. I hope Dabnova's okay.
In the arena, if you guys aren't already aware, the pregame is starting for the level up after parties. So if you guys don't already know, you guys can get some drinks at the bar. If not, you can get some food. There are servers walking around. Hit them up. The food's great. Drinks are great. So putting it out there.
Speaking of food, where's our food?
That's a good question. Me and Ned are waiting for our food up here. We have Glitch on the screen here. Got a coin. Not too much you can do with it other than boost his momentum slightly, but I'm pretty sure he's already capped, but I can't tell unfortunately because of the graphic.
I love how just then and there Glitch opted to use the back hammer. He waited. He even saw that green shell kind of flash before his eyes, but he just was so confident in himself that he didn't even bother to use the back camera. He's just such a savage player, honestly. I mean, I'm glad he's my teammate because you're going up against Glitch. He's going to do everything he can to make sure that you're getting hurt with the most amount of pain possible.
And while this is going on, I am taking a look, and maybe we can like kind of cross cast. I'm watching the races down there, and it looks like in the lead for our current second semifinal is actually Samuel.
So Samuel, that's good for him. They're updating the points there kind of as we speak. Looks like Sneaks might have the provisional lead after one round, but that's going to be kind of updating as we kind of go through. Kyrette here in second.
Ooh,
barely
very
makes it,
close there.
and does have a second red shell. Obviously, he's going to get connected from behind. I think that player in first did manage to get a defensive item behind him.
There is
But-
a blue shell on the way, so really unfortunate that our first place player, Kyrette, had to get hit by the lightning, then hit by the blue shell. So doesn't have too many items he can work with here because of the lightning, and unfortunately, it is going to bring him a little bit closer to the middle of the pack.
But good for Kyrette, though, because he's still managing to hold on to second. I believe Glitch is still in first. Oh, but just like that, after getting hit once, Kyrette uses that air horn, gets himself back into the third, fourth position, but a whole ton of players are coming up from the mid-pack with power items from behind.
And he's in a very dangerous spot, being in the middle of the pack but with no items. Especially we're nearing the end of this race, so he definitely needs something. He's probably going to use these to kind of get himself up there quicker and cut through this little bush. I've seen so many people get like shocked through that middle part. It's a good thing that Kyrette didn't. It looks like he's going to take our third place spot here. Second place is going to be Big Fish, which is great for him, and first place is going to be Glitch.
Man, so that's really crazy to see. I think Vanny did manage to hang on there. It was funny. I remember racing. I've never raced with him, but I remember there was one point a couple weeks ago where he's like, I'm going to be back.
Yeah.
And when you deliver like that, and I believe unofficially he might be moving on, we're going to have to get the confirmation on that momentarily. That's very good news for him. And yes, this is a 150cc set of competitive Mario Kart action here. It's a free-for-all, every man for themselves, 12 players on stage. So really exciting to kind of see that going. And there is one more to go. So this is not over yet. I completely forgot that was only the 5th race. This is the final race. It's going to be Mario Circuit here. So with that being said, Glitch is kind of safe at 55. Kyrette is also relatively safe there at 48. Tinskew is 44. It's looking really solid for her. Then when you really got to start sweating is when you're in 4th with Frago with 36. Big Fish there in 5th at 35. 6th is Vanny. And then Beastly Mustard has a 2-point gap to go up to Vanny. Geronimo as well, 4-point gap. So again, anyone basically from 11th through 4th could shift right now.
Definitely. And if they get to the higher set of positions here, if they get to first, second, third, that'll give them a huge boost and maybe knock some players down. But very dangerous spot for Vanny to be in. Beastly Mustard, Big Fish, because one slip up and if they don't maintain their current positions, then they will not be making it into the grand finals.
Well, barring that Tinskew just doesn't get 11th or 12th, she basically stamped herself into the finals here. Has first, but again, you don't want to be first early in this race. But she is taking the provisional lead here. She is going to get hit out by one of the red shells from behind her, dragging a green. So this is going to be kind of unique to see what's going to happen behind her. Likely has Geronimo and another Roy, along with Frago behind her. Luna Galaxia there as well. Here comes the blue shell. That other Roy is going to be Beastly Mustard.
Unfortunately, getting off the track here, losing a lot of momentum. Oh, and getting very close to these bananas. He has no fear. This man's like, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the bananas. But really great snipe there. He managed to cut through that third place player there. Frago sitting on our screen here at first place. Everybody is fighting for blood right now. There's no telling who's going to win here because there's a lot of things going on and a lot of opportunity where they can be hit. Right now, unfortunately, Frago didn't have anything to defend himself from Tinskew, but there is a blue shell, so this actually might work out for him in the end.
That actually benefited him. Tinskew takes the hit there with the blue shell. That's the problem with kind of front running. You're going to be guaranteed to get hit with that at some point. Second here, this is really good for Frago. He does have a red shell. Kyrette likely going to be able to block it, but he does, or somebody uses
Tinskew out of nowhere.
something. That might be either Beastly Mustard or Glitch that used the shortcut. It was Glitch there because he did end up getting around, but really well done there. Luna ended up getting a really soft spot. Oh, man, by 1 point.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Oh, man. So there's going to be a lot of potential movement here. We're going to wait till it's official. Luna almost had a really solid run there. It could have been Dancing Parrot, but they're in the link.
Yeah. Looking at this, definitely. I'm excited to see the scoreboards because I can't make any confirmations just yet as to who's making it. But as this is going on, as we're wrapping up the first semifinals that you guys were just watching, I am taking a look at the semifinals that is going on, second semifinals, which is going on in the arena. The scores, unfortunately, are not being updated just yet, but I want to say they're already at least at their 4th or 5th race.
So I can tell you this. I know Glitch, Kyrette, Tinsku, and Farago made it in just by seeing the screen and then some of their facial reactions, but it got very close following them. And so we're going to have to see exactly how that played out. It looked like almost there was a collapse from Vanny in 6th. It could have potentially moved Big Fish and Beastly Mustard in, but we're going to have to wait and see it until it's official. Geronimo, I think, unfortunately, misses the finals by 1 point. And talk about that if that's true. If Beastly Mustard able to get in by 1 point to the grand finals.
I think he did. I was looking at the screens, and I think he made the last
Pulling
sixth
off
spot.
the trifecta, going from qualifiers to semifinals to finals. That is true. Beastly Mustard going to clinch it there at 37 points. You can tell he's a little bit happy, and I'm not sure what he's doing there in that highlight video. But Glitch does get first there with 67 points. Kyrette in second with 63. Tinsku gets third there with 49. Farago fourth with 46. Fifth is Big Fish. Sixth is Beastly Mustard. And unfortunately for Geronimo and Dancing Parrot, by 1 point, their night stops here. Vanny with an incredible run there in the top 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Falls there narrowly there to 9th. Burger with Cheese, Supremo, and Luna Galaxia fall as well. But again, very close semifinals. This by far was one of the hardest semifinals I've seen in a while. When you have 4 of your top 5 players that are just stucking and gutting it out mid-pack.
Definitely.
Brutal.
And, I just want to point out, we did have some players in here that were from Second Chance. So, to make it this far, Beastly Mustard, this really worked out for him, that he won the Second Chance and that he was able to pull out a win in the semifinals. So he'll be making it into grand finals. But yeah, very consistent racing from Tinsku. Farago was not holding a first place position we're used to seeing him being in, but he was holding a very consistent spot in 3rd and 4th throughout the night, and that benefited him as well. But yeah, we are going to go on a quick break, so don't go anywhere. So we'll be right back in Saturday Night Speedway, brought to you by Finley Volkswagen.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Speedway 56, brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. We are very excited because we are about to get into the grand finals. Again, my name is Chris Cunningham, aka Knight. Joined alongside me is Precious. And super excited because the second semifinal just wrapped up. We're going to have Bear, Zero, Zovgo, Marshall, Sneaks, and Samuel joining Glitch, Kyrette, Tinskew, Froggo, Big Fish, and Beastly Mustard for our final 12. So, what are your thoughts here, Precious?
Well, first and foremost, I wish we could have seen what was going down in the second semifinal, but really excited to go straight into it. So, yeah, this grand final is pretty stacked. I mean, we say that a lot, but, you know, whenever we have players that are able to show their consistency, like Froggo, like Tinskew, Big Fish making it into grand finals is huge. And I know he's representing SRG, and so is Beastly Mustard. So to see them in here in grand finals, you know, after their very difficult qualifiers, semifinals, and second chances, like, you know, this is well deserved.
It really is. We're going to be heading back to the dentist here at Ribbon Road, the place you don't want to go. That's the dentist. Unless you are a dentist and you got a degree in dentistry, then I'm sorry for the insult. But we are here with Inglorious Samuel playing Waluigi on Scooty, ranked 9th in the arena. He is looking to get one of his first wins back since his break. Just kind of stuck mid-pack right now in 8th. Big Fish in 10.
Hopefully Big Fish can move back up into the pack there and continue to see that consistency we saw in his semifinal and in his qualifier. So gonna get a double item box here, which is gonna allow him to get some mix. And unfortunately, we have to disconnect. So we did have a little bit of a controller technical difficulty here. So we're just gonna start the race back up. Not sure if they're gonna follow Gentleman's Rule or if they're just gonna do randomizer, but I mean, hit it back with the roulette, but.
It really just kind of depends on if it was a controller here from the arena or if it was a controller set by one of the players, or outside interference from maybe another controller just syncing up. But appreciate the charades that we're liking. I kind of figured it out right there at the very end. You're going like DC, OC, like Orange County. Yeah, I was in Los Angeles the other week.
I saw him playing charades, but I didn't want to look because I was watching the race. I was like, I can't get distracted, man. My mind, tunnel vision.
So we'll see if they go back to Ribbon Road. I'm sure some players probably don't want to go there. Some players were bagging a little bit, but this kind of opens the door up for... Again, I'm personally not a fan of when you kind of get ice like that. It can kind of kill your momentum, especially if you got kind of a really good draw.
At least it was the first race.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have sucked if it was in the middle of the grand final.
That's even worse, yeah, especially just kind of losing all that momentum. All the players just kind of waiting for the go-ahead here now from the tournament organizers to get this show back on the road. Appreciate you guys all sticking around here for Saturday Night Speedway. There's 40 of you still here in the Twitch chat, so really cool seeing all of you participating and watching and cheering on your favorite racers.
And going into the Twitch chat, I was told by J-Nil to please ooh-woo for the stream, so that's the ooh. That's the extent of my ooh.
Jay Neal can see it, but you can't.
Yeah, no,
but it's okay.
That's fine. The arena doesn't have to see me ooh-woo, and the stream doesn't have to see me ooh-woo.
So for Big Fish, luckily, we're going to have to do another ooh there.
Ooh.
For Big Fish, he was just on screen, though. He, unfortunately, was kind of towards the back of the pack. This is likely going to go ahead and help him out, get his momentum back up here. And there's just, there are 12 really competitive players in this one. I don't know who this will go to. You got Kyrette, who's number 1, Sneaks number 2, then 3 and 4 are not in here. That's going to be Geronimo. Oh, actually, 3 is Froggo. So Froggo's in here as number 3. You got Glitch is 5. Zovgo is 7. Zero is in there as 6 as well. Bear rounding out the top 10 with all of them. Then you also have Marshall, who's 11. Literally Tinskew there, who is 20th. And then Big Fish and Beastly Mustard kind of rounding out the bottom spots there. So it's a very competitive grand final.
Most definitely. And Tinskew is on the screen here. She's ready for a win. She is very much overdue for a SNS win, I think. She performs really, really well in her races. So excited to see how far she gets with the grand finals. But like we say every weekend, it is a different level every time that you move from your qualifier to your semifinal to the grand finals, it's always extremely different. The level of like difficulty.
Yeah, so the level of difficulty definitely increasing. Tinsky's career best is 3rd. She's one up me. My career best is 4th, and she got that in one of her I think her 2nd ever start. It was a crazy series of events where I think she, along with several other players, I know Baron and myself, made the finals for the very first time. And we've seen her in the finals, but we haven't seen her kind of break that upper half pretty recently. So it'll be good to see her kind of advance her rank up from 20th. She's only played about 4 or 5 tournaments out of the 7 that we've had. So kind of on a borderline part-time schedule. Obviously, personal stuff, things kind of come in the way. But that being said, her rank is going to go up after tonight. I think she might even pass me, with me being up here. You got Zero, who is playing on his Smashbox, got himself back into the grand finals as well. So it's excited to see how everything's going to play out.
Yeah, we haven't seen Zero in grand finals, or no, I don't. My memory is skewed. Really, I don't think he was there last week, but I might be a little bit wrong. And we are following gentleman's rules, so we're going back to the dentist according to Knight, which is going to be Ribbon Road, and that race is going to start momentarily.
So Warliken is watching the action next to us on the other side of the glass screen. But yes, a lot of the chat is knowing that Shades is here with us. And as Shades do say, we want Baby Park. So we'll keep an eye out if that message changes from the Lord Warliken himself.
Speak it into existence, right? Speak it into existence.
We'll see. We haven't really seen it the entire night. So Zero here now, going to go the sandbagging route, starting from the back. This is not Tinsku, this is Frago. Freaky Friday was yesterday. But Inglorious Samuel here again in 9th. He kind of likes, I'm not sure if it's the way he started, or if he kind of likes this position, being in 9th. Again, bottom 4 positions, kind of getting the better rotation of items. And now he's slowly making his way to the front. Chains one of the mushrooms, has this other mushroom at his disposal. Following up with that, he's going to go straight into defense here, taking out either Beastly Mustard or Tinsky there.
That was great use of items there to cut through the little side chain, or the side of the path, and then drag out that item. Because if you get caught, getting hit, you lose momentum in the middle of an off-track section, you're going to be stuck there for a second. So really unfortunate to whoever that was. It might have also been Kyret, who knows? Kyret's also running a Roy loadout in this game, so.
He's got too big of a lead for that to have affected him. But the blue shell is coming in. He's got to get a little creative here. He only has the banana, but he opts to throw himself off the map. Oh! He does kind of get most of the full hit on that one. So that does not really benefit him too well. He's going to likely lose another spot there with Bayer taking the shortcut.
And we have Savgo on the screen here sitting at 3rd place. There is a large gap between the Waluigi player, which I'm going to assume is Sneaks, which it is. So he's going to be in 1st place holding that spot. But yeah, Savgo was doing a good job maintaining his 3rd place position, and Sneaks on the screen. Unfortunately, doesn't have too many items that he can really work with at his disposal to defend himself. Oh, really lucky for Glitch there. Even though he was aerial, he didn't take the fall into the off course, so he didn't have to suffer too much momentum loss here.
He does end up getting the double item box, takes out Kyret in the process, gets the fire in there on Sneaks, and ends up stealing the win, taking out Sneaks yet again as he comes to the line. And Glitch will do that. He will take no prisoners, taking that win. Zero moves in a second because of that.
And really, luck, really good luck for Glitch to get those items, those defensive items, and then the fire plant in what, 2nd, 3rd place. So, yeah, really great use of the items there to sneak through. But unfortunately for Sneaks, he did have to get sent to 3rd.
What was crazy about that is that obviously the items were RNG based and lucky, but Glitch saw that there was a little bit of a distance between himself and not Kyret, but Sneaks in 1st. So what he did was he kind of held his drift, and then he turned into the double item box at the last second. He ended up not only getting the bananas he used to try and snipe Sneaks, but then the fire as well. Used the banana to drag out Kyret from behind, and then the fire to take out Sneaks. So really well done. And again, Glitch will take no prisoners. He's very physical, very smart with items, and he deserved to win that one for sure.
And we are moving into the 2nd race of our grand finals. We have Tinsky on the screen here. I really want her to take a win. Unfortunately, by the looks of this race, she didn't place too hot in that first race. So hopefully the next 5 races, she'll be able to place a little bit higher and bring her points up. I want to see it.
Yeah, I think she's very close to having another breakout type of a performance. Honestly, it's been something that's kind of interesting. Ever since a couple of us had that breakout night, a lot of us haven't really gone back up there. I mean, for me, I think I've gotten 6th once, and then I got 4th a couple weeks ago in between traveling. But for Tinsky, she hasn't had that yet. But I think where we're really going to see her kind of come to shine is it's going to be in the 6v6 next week.
Yeah.
I think that she's going to be maybe one of the, I mean, I want to say this respectfully, Sal hasn't had the ability to practice with their team. I think she's going to be turning into the call leader or one of the play callers for her team. Sneaks here, gets the star in 9th, looking very good here, potentially taking out some other players.
And Glitch, unfortunately, didn't have anything to get defend himself from the blue shell, so he's going to have to take that hit, bringing him a little bit closer to the pack. Has a defensive green that he can use at his disposal, as well as a coin, which isn't going to help him too much. So I'm imagining he's going to throw that back and then get the oncoming double item box, so that no one else can get it.
Didn't really matter if he threw that back or not because he wasn't likely going to get another coin, but he does have that banana in his back pocket. So Big Fish there getting hit with something. Marshall getting hit with the green shell as well. 3 other players, that's probably Mustard, Tinsky, and Kyret, that are all circling around there. Just carnage everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up what's going on. There's like 6 Roys on the screen. Ooh, Big Fish taking a hit there, unfortunately, by the bullet bill, and going into the 3rd lap. That's kind of a rough spot to be in. Kyret is going to have a quadruple mushroom before he used the last one, and Sofko sitting at 2nd place, doing a really good job of being consistent while holding his spot here, but for some reason at the very end of the races, at least according to the last one, he's been knocked back a few places, so tough spot.
So Glitch does manage to hang on. Zovgo gets 2nd. Late shock coming in. It's going to help a Roy in the middle of the pack advance his or her position. Kyret does get 3rd. And we've really seen kind of a silence here from Samuel. When he's in the mid-pack, we just haven't seen him.
Yeah, it's difficult, especially if you're a front runner and you're caught up in the middle of the pack. I can't imagine that you can't, get too far like that because there's so much carnage going on. And, with some of the familiar faces in here, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody might be like targeting and all that, because that is definitely a thing that happens in the arena.
Well, a lot of the traditional players that play Boo are kind of switching to different characters. So I'm not sure how that's, playing out for their end. I mean, Samuel is also, I believe, not Waluigi, but he could even be Wario. But Samuel looks like he's in 3rd at the moment. Glitch is 2-0. Kyret 12 points back right now, so this is looking really good for Glitch. Sneaks is there as well. Zero kind of holding on strong there in that top 5, top 6. And yeah, really kind of on the bottom end, we're seeing Beastly, Froggo, and Tinsky. Here's we're heading into Thwomp Ruins.
And Samuel spamming his item, his horn, so that we can make sure we hear it in the casting booth. Oh, Samuel, fortunately. Oh my goodness.
And this is not good for Samuel getting the entire way back. He's going to have to bag his way forward. And again, Samuel right now in 3rd, but he's nearly a full race behind Glitch.
And
So
Samuel's not one of our known baggers. So even if he wanted to, I've never seen him bag, so I don't know if he knows how to. I'm sure he does, but is he comfortable enough to do it in competition?
And that Boo did screen his item back there. So that is really interesting, just seeing the fact that his item did get blocked. But now Froggo here does have this mushroom in 3rd. He's likely going to go ahead and pass some of these players, but some of them having the same kind of idea. Sneaks running Froggo to the ground. That's what I mean. These guys are teammates, but they're not playing as if they are. Obviously, it's a free-for-all. And there we go, moving out of the way. It looks like one of the Boos has that. Oh, man, and he got booed. Luckily, was able to get the item box. But nobody is safe here. And there's a huge battle for the lead. It looks like Bear might be in 1st.
Froggo struggling to get out of the middle of the pack here, and he's actually in the bottom 4 places. Bear is going to be our 1st place holder as of right now, going into the 3rd lap. So we'll see how this gets mixed up throughout the race. But it looks like he's in a pretty comfortable spot. It kind of looks like most of the struggle is in the middle of the pack, where everybody is fighting for blood.
Yeah, Bear's sitting right now in about 7th overall. Kind of curious to see if we're going to see any power items come into play. There's a bullet being used mid-pack, so somebody was bagging. And Kyrette with the air horn just takes out Bear. And again, he's got only the red shell to protect him here. And not anymore. But now he is going to get a coin and then another banana, so maybe Kyrette can hang on here. Oh, but he misses!
He misses. Unfortunately, that blooper just took out that field of vision that he needed there, and Samuel takes it despite the rough start. Samuel's going to be our first place winner of this race. Second is going to be Bear, and I believe third place is going to be Marshall Trupa.
And that's the moral of the story is, you know, if you're going to make a mistake, then it's better to make the mistake early than to make it late. On the final turn, Kyrette getting demolished, but Samuel, again, kind of making an amateur mistake early on, but again, he had the time and he had the items to correct himself. And I'm not sure where Glitch kind of factored into all that. Kyrette was able to hang on, luckily, but Glitch now is going to have his lead kind of shrinking in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see how that turned out. Really, really unfortunate. Unofficially, but I think that Glitch didn't place too hot in that last round. But I'm excited to see where this next map is going to take us. We're already halfway through our grand finals for tonight. So
we're already seeing a little bit of a crowd kind of pouring in. So appreciate it if you're coming from Level Up. And it's Baby Park! Shades and the Shades. Our Sandile Superstition. It must be warlike in here.
Speak it into existence.
It to come in. I can't see behind me, but I'm just going to bank that it's Baby Park. And we did see, I know in a couple weeks ago when I played this, I ended up getting third. This is going to help you shape up your starting spot for the following race. This is a real crapshoot of a race. We're going to see Glitch go back and bag.
You can bag in this map?
This is a map where you can bag because you can cut all the corners. So Glitch.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, tries to take out Samuel there. That's kind of sus. But anyways, you know, obviously wants to put him at bay because Samuel is in second place. Samuel shrunk the gap between himself and Glitch to 3 points. Glitch was up by nearly a whole race against Samuel, but because Samuel did end up winning and Kyrette making that mistake, Samuel has a good chance to win this now. But look at Glitch. He's just going to be on a warpath here now. Tinsku kind of gets stuck in the grass, but it does manage to mushroom out of it.
Oh, she's doing a really good job of maintaining first place here. It is already the 5th lap, but you know, with Glitch bagging, he still might be getting like really ridiculous items to help him boost his way to first place. So going into the 6th lap, still holding on, which is pretty impressive. She hasn't been hit by anything, and then she was able to dodge that previous hit from another player. There is a blue shell though on the way, so unfortunately she is gonna have to take this one. This map is a mess.
It is, and yeah, the blue shell coming into play there for Tinsku. Unfortunately, Zovgo gets robbed. Zovgo gets robbed there. It is going to be Samuel with another win. It looks like Kyrette able to get third. One of the Roys able to get into fourth, and that is really going to shake things up. It looks like Samuel's going to take the lead over, and it looks like Glitch did manage to get up to fourth. So passing everyone there, Samuel able to hang on. And that is really going to really shift things here in this one because the top 4, I think, got into the top 4. They're going to break away now. And now it becomes kind of a battle between Samuel, Glitch, Kyrette, and potentially Zovgo. But we're going to see a slow-mo right now of the Zovgo action here as he does manage to clip. He does actually, it's hard to say.
Yeah, because the camera
you don't see the other angle of the other player.
Yeah, no, that's definitely another situation with, you know, Knives and Taco Cat that one night. Like,
it is. I think we need to see the camera angle of a player in third or fourth, to be honest, from the production team to get the right answer. Because at that point,
it does look like
it is looking like Zovgo did win the race.
Yeah.
But again, on the other hand, though, Samuel was rocking the had a big hitbox, so you know that played a factor as well.
Well, we are going into our next race, which is going to be a Cheap Beach. This is Cheap Beach. This is one of my favorite maps from the DS.
So now things have kind of shifted a little bit. We're here in race 5 of 6. Really, it's a 3-way race right now, and arguably it's a 2-way race. Samuel here is in first by 4 points over Glitch, 11 points over Kyrette, and then also 16 over Sneaks. So Sneaks needs a good finish here to be mathematically in the picture for the next one. but that's also going to need to come with a fall in the lineup of Samuel, Glitch, or Kyrat.
Definitely. And Samuel is going to have to take this hit, which is going to bring him a little bit closer to the pack. Doesn't change his placement too much, though, but like we've always been saying, it is very closely packed together, so anything can happen. Just like that, everybody smushes Samuel. Now he's set back to 6th. We had Bear pass him. We had Tinskew, Zovko. Everybody passed him at that point.
So he's in 10th now. He does have, again, the lead by 6 points over Glitch. A little bit of a cushion, but again, Glitch is very crafty, and I wouldn't want to sleep on Glitch by any means here if you're Samuel. But he's put himself in a really solid position. Again, all these other Roys around him, he's kind of blending into his surroundings, so I really admire that he's going for the Roy pick. But he's just kind of gotten himself a little bit out of trouble there. He's held on to his mushrooms, and now it's Sneaks that has switched to Roy, and now Sneaks trying to blend in as well.
I think it's a smart move overall, because one of the things, like I did mention earlier, targeting does exist. So if you're playing, the same character and the same loadout and stuff, it's really hard to tell who is who. So you can really like eliminate yourself from targeting. Oh, nice job though. That Sneaks was able to get hit with lightning right before the item box, so he actually still has items to defend himself. Have something like if something came up. Unfortunately, he didn't have any like mushrooms to speed his momentum, so he is going to get 2nd place here. First place is going to be taken by Froggo, and then 3rd place is one of the Roys. I can't tell who it is. I believe it's going to be Big Fish.
That's Big Fish. That's going to be huge. So that shock really messing things up a little bit, and now it's a little bit more of a battle here. I think that Samuel kind of has maintained his lead, though. But now looking into it, there's basically 4 or 5 players that have a chance to win this. So that race, that shock coming in, it might have opened the doors up for a few more people. And we'll have to see exactly how that's going to play out. It looks like Samuel, again, like unofficially right now, is in the lead here by about 6 points. So he's maintained the lead. Kyrat now is down by 8. Sneaks is now down by 11, so that really is going to be kind of the litmus test, I guess. Sneaks could hypothetically win if Kyrat, Glitch, and Samuel get
hard throw.
10th, 11th, and 12th. So Sneaks has got like a 0.001% chance, but he's still in it. And then you got Kyrat, Glitch, and Samuel that could potentially win it based off of the finishing of things here.
And we are going into our next race, which is going to be Royal Raceway, one of my favorite maps in the game. Very cute map. It's pink, very quick though, so you can't make sure that you're not slacking behind. There's a lot of area that you are in the air, so if something happens where you're hit in the air, there's a lot of chance where you're going to be sent backwards, which is going to cost you the race.
If Samuel gets a 4th or 5th place finish here, it's all over. So that is going to be something to keep in mind. But if Glitch wins and Samuel gets 5th, Glitch could potentially win. But if Samuel gets 4th or higher, Samuel wins tonight.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there, I guess. But Samuel is sitting at 10th place right now. So, I mean, it is only the first lap, so he has a lot of time in order to get back up into the top 3 spots. But, if he continues to be this far back in the pack, other than our bagger back there.
There's 3 baggers. There's not only Samuel, but there's Bear, who's going to pop up shortly. He was in a boo there over the glider, and that's going to be one of the boos. That's going to be Zovko or Kyrat. So now, this is going to really kind of change things up a little bit. Just seeing some of the top players going back to bag. I'm guessing that might be Zovko, though. I don't think Kyrat would be going back to bag with so much on the line here in 3rd. But I think that's Zovko back there. He does kind of know some tricks. He's probably looking to target shock 1st place and kind of shorten the gap up between some of the players. And what I mean by target shock is he's going to wait till they go over the glider, and it's going to take out so much of the pack. But I'm glad I was very kind of careful with how I worded that, because I didn't want that to didn't want that to happen. But unfortunately, it's Samuel that gets target shock.
And that's what I was talking about earlier,
they are targeting
too, yeah.
Samuel. I mean, it's the right play. He is in the lead, and he's in the lead by half a race.
Yeah, and it is one of those things, targeting, where you don't really realize it, like, unless you know the level of, like, players that you have in front of you. And nice connection with the green shell there. Maybe he'll hit another one here, but yeah, like, if you know who you're playing with, you know where these people are in the mini map, they will target you, especially if they know that you're so close to winning.
And Samuel needs to get up there now, because now Samuel's in a little bit of a predicament with Frago running away with Zero there,
I
this
think
is going to
Frago's
be a
gonna get
battle
hit
here
here.
for 4th and 5th.
Oh, Zero didn't throw the red shell. I'm actually surprised. He did just now. He should have thrown it while they were in the air. Frago didn't have an item out, but Frago is going to maintain his first place spot here.
Watch the left-hand side, though. I don't know about that. Oh, man, he got close. But we'll have to see exactly what happened there with some of our other players. Glitch getting second is huge. Where did Samuel finish? And if Samuel finished 6th, 7th, or 8th, that is a tie. That is
Samuel
a
got
tie
7th place that race.
for the win. And man, this has only happened on a few occasions, but I do believe it ends in a tie. We're going to have to wait for some official words here on this one, but it looks like that might be a Glitch and Samuel tie.
That's crazy. And I know it doesn't happen, like we said, too much on the first fight spot, especially, you know, grand finals. But, you know, they did a really good job. I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, like purposely trying to get Samuel toward the back of the pack. But, you know, if that was what they wanted, that's what they got.
I mean, the whole mid-pack is going to be out to get you at that point. And what ended up happening was, I believe that it might have been Zovgo back there. And Zovgo, unfortunately, I think he dropped a position because of his bagging. Bear was able to overtake him. But again, Bear was back there as well in that three-way battle in the back for the shock. And so I think whoever got the shock must have gotten it late at one of the item boxes because they waited to use it and they missed first place. So that was what likely happened. It was like 10th or 11th that was getting it in that item box before that right-hander to go over the glider. And they just used it quickly, and then that's what allowed for Samuel to fall down and drown a little bit, and for some other players to advance.
Great racing, though. Other than that, like, it's crazy to see that, you know, Glitch and all that stuff. We'll go back to that, but we do have the leaderboard I was about to bring up. We have first place, tied for first place, at 59 points, which is going to be Glitch and Samuel for tonight. Third place is going to be Kyrette at 53 points. Sneaks is going to be fourth place at 47 points. Frago at 45 points. Zero at 43 points. Bear at 39. Zovgo at 36. Big Fish at 30, as along with Tinskew. Marshall Troop is going to be at 26 points. And Beastly Mustard is going to follow last at 25 points.
I was just taking a look at Kyrette falling off, and that's kind of what did him in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Went from first to fourth. But congratulations to both Glitch and Samuel for entering the winner's circle. Brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. The leaderboard, again, up on your screen. It was a really exciting SNS, and we're going to have to wait and see. By the way, next week is going to be a leap year, so it's going to be February 29th. We got the crew battle at 6 p.m. Pacific between PH and SRG. And kind of curious, we're blocking Shades here. Again, I'm precious. No, I'm not precious.
I'm
Man,
precious.
You're precious. But it looks like Glitch is shouted out there, and Samuel, really cool to see Shades shouting us out on the Shades, courtesy of Warliken. But Precious, what are your final thoughts on this one?
I didn't expect to see a tie, at least not in first place. We have weeks where we have, you know, a tie in third, tie in fourth maybe, but, you know, that last race was really a mix-up of the scores, so it's always exciting to be here. Always exciting.
I agree. Samuel kind of fell back a little bit beyond the target shock, so seeing him try to catch up like that, again, that 2nd through 7th, that was that 5th place difference I kind of mentioned, and that's ultimately what led to the tie. But good job. Again, this is maybe our 3rd or 4th instance where we've had a tie here in this one, but February 29th is going to be pretty epic. Again, the crew battle followed by a normal SNS, just like this one, I guess, but with more tables and things like that. We're zooming in here on Shades. That's going to be it for us. So with that being said, Findlay Volkswagen proudly introduces tickets for test drive. Test drive a Volkswagen at Findlay Volkswagen to receive 4 hours of free gameplay at the HyperX Esports Arena. Findlay Volkswagen can be found there at the Valley Aldo Mall. That's it for us once again here from SNS. We'll see you next week.